Well, the two teams are out on the pitch. Bromley in their traditional white shirts with the black sleeves. Ipswich in their change kit of red tonight. Other goals to tell you about. Doncaster leading at Middlesbrough now by 2-0. Demola Ajayi has doubled the lead. Oxford have taken the lead at home to Colchester through Tyler Goodrum. And Josh Sargent has scored for Norwich, who have the advantage, the early advantage at Watford. It's Watford 0, Norwich 1. Let's have another quick look at the two teams here. At Hayes Lane for Bromley, it's Long in goal. Ella away, Show Me and Odeteo the back three. Eiffel and Pinnock retained at wing back. Thompson, Arthurs and Crowhouse in midfield. And then Dinanga and Kimpembe up front. The Bromley bench, Charles Cheek Hondamarth, Kadir German Ilunga, and then a couple of recent signings, Alex Stepien Iwamene, who signed last week from Derby, Freddie Taylor, whose signing was only announced after 6 o'clock tonight. He was released by Brentford. He's an 18-year-old right back. He's signed this afternoon. He's also on the bench, and the substitute goalkeeper is Grant Smith. For Ipswich, it's Walton in goal, Young, Wolfenden, Kipre and Davis, Barbrook and Humphreys, Benny, Chaplin and Clark, and El Hamady. Now the Ipswich bench has two keepers, Palmer and Button, and then there's Hurst, Taylor, Johnson, Schmoddix, Greaves, O'Shea, and Leon India, young winger who was on loan at Rochdale last season. Of course, Darren, this gives those Ipswich players who most of them haven't played in the starting lineup at Birmingham on Friday, that chance just to catch the manager's eye.
Absolutely, you're still staking a claim for the squad on Sunday against Southampton, which is a massive game for Ipswich at Portman Road, 12 o'clock kickoff. It's probably the bigger game out of the two, so it's an opportunity for the players that haven't been starting to come in and say, I want to play in that. And that's why it's why you need a good performance if you're one of these Ipswich players and Bromley players, because you want to be in that league starting team.
And cast your mind back a few too many years for your liking to your senior debut, Finn Barbrook, just 20 years of age, playing in your position in midfield tonight.
Yeah, it's a great achievement for him. I spoke to the physio, Matt Bayard, actually just a minute ago, and he says he deserves it. He's there on merit. They are missing a few players, but he's certainly there on merit, and I'm really looking forward to it. He's got a good size on him as well for a deep midfielder. Him and Cam Humphreys, two young players, inexperienced really at this level, so I'm really looking forward to see how he can handle his debut.
Yep, Barbrook 20 and Humphreys 21, playing alongside each other in the heart of the Ipswich midfield. The referee tonight is Matthew Russell, who is just signalling to both goalkeepers. The Rangers are through in Europe. They have actually been beaten tonight 2-1 by Victoria Plzeň, but they are through 4-2 on aggregate. Don't forget, over on Talksport right now, we've got all the news of the goals as they go in. Reporters at the most important games up and down the country, with Adrian Durham in the chair at Sixfields tonight. Here at Hayes Lane, it's Bromley against Ipswich in the first round of the Carabao Cup. It is going to be Bromley that will get us underway, kicking from left to right in their predominantly white kit. And the first touch of the night from Ben Crowhouse sends it back to his goalkeeper. And it's launched long towards Nicky Kimpembe, the former Barnet man who scored against his old club at the weekend. Just lays it off through the midfield. Dinanga out towards Odeteo. And now Pinnock with an opportunity to send one high inside the Ipswich Town penalty area in these very early stages. It's cleared through the midfield, hooked back in to the fray by Jude Arthurs. Inside the penalty area, an opportunity potentially to try and turn, but Humphreys gets his foot in, flicks it away, albeit at the expense of a very early Bromley corner.
Yeah, what a good start by Bromley, really on the front foot, attacking with real composure as well. Got in behind Leif Davies, tried to put a cross in, and it was a good block in the end, put it out for a corner. It's a dangerous start.
There's Marcus Eiffel, who, aside from Brighton's academy back in February, he's going to be the man taking the corner on the Bromley right-hand side. Still inside the first minute here on Talksport 2. Eiffel resists the temptation to go short and plays it through the penalty area. Dinanga attacking it. And it's taken another touch from his shot off an Ipswich man for a second. Bromley corner. Yeah,
it was a disappointing delivery, actually, if you look about it. Eiffel, he's under-hit it, but it might be one off the training ground. Pinnock tried to get in front. But I'm just looking at the box now, Jim. They are massive. Showman's gone up there. He's absolutely huge. If they can just lift one and let them attack it, they've got a real chance.
Yeah, he's the tallest of the lot, and he stands at the far post. He is attacking this. It didn't quite get to him. It then ricochets off a thigh on the edge of the penalty area. Eiffel getting it back for Pinnock. Eiffel clipping it in, and a decent chance is spurned. It was a header from Show Me that went just over the top right-hand corner of the goal. But Bromley on the front foot in the opening couple of minutes, and that's a really presentable chance.
Yeah, I think he's got to do better. I think he's got to score there. He's got a clear header at goal. It's a great delivery into the box. I think it was Eiffel's delivery in the end, lay off from Pinnock. Lovely deep delivery, and he got there first and just got his header all wrong. It's been a good start by Bromley.
A chance now for Ipswich just to try and compose themselves. Kipre. Good ball out from the back. El Hamadi, who had nearly a dozen games here in a loan spell at Bromley. And he's linked up the play with Jack Clark working to the left-hand side. Leif Davis across the edge of the 6-yard box. And what a chance for Benny, who's missed his kick 7 yards out. Ball came fractionally behind him. He couldn't adjust his feet quickly enough to make decent contact. Had he done so, it would have been 1-0 Ipswich.
Oh, fantastic play. Fantastic play. Jack Clark looked to have overran it. Eiffel got his foot there, but he won it back. And then lovely feet to dribble through the players. Played Leif Davis overlapping. The only thing I can say about Ogbene is Connor Chaplin slid right in front of him, and maybe it just put him off. But it's a big chance again. Could have been 1-0 Ipswich.
Well, fair to say there's an open game in prospect here. Yep. It could easily be one apiece inside the opening 4 minutes of the game here at Hayes Lane, one of the Copperjacks Community Stadium. Ipswich fans in the left-hand edge of the stand away to our right-hand side at the Glyn Beverley stand, the Norman Park end of the ground, with the trees visible in behind it, and then what has until recently been an open terrace over on the far side. Now a construction site. It's a great facility here, this stadium on the very outskirts of southeast London. And they've got a football team to be proud of as well, taking the game to Ipswich in the early stages, but it's still 0-0. It's a throw which will be taken on the Ipswich Town left-hand side. Hemmed in down by their own corner flag. Just worked down the line towards El Hamadi, who controls it on his thigh, then hooks it over his shoulder. At least that was his intention. It's ended up going back through the penalty area, his penalty area. But Ashley Young's rescued it for Ipswich, and will work it forward here for Chido Ogbene. A player whose season last year was completely decimated by injury after his move from Luton. Good to see him back and involved again. He made his first appearance since late October on Friday after being sidelined for nearly 10 months with an Achilles problem. Bromley have it back over on that far touchline with Odeteo wanting to go back to his goalkeeper. The route back there was cut off, and then Ogbene almost able to close the ball down the line, down to win possession back. He couldn't quite, and Ipswich will be able to then bring it forward again. Ashley Young, ball in, and Odeteo can block that. Crowhouse sticking his foot on the ball and laying it back for Pinnock, who's ballooned a long clearance over halfway. Ipswich able to bring that down with the tall, dark-haired Barbrook making his debut for the club tonight. And he will work it back for Christian Walton, who had a long spell as Ipswich's first choice keeper. He's played nearly 100 games for the club, but is number 2 behind Alex Palmer these days. Ipswich working it forward in their all-red kit, down towards the blonde-haired Clark, coming in off the left-hand touchline. Jack Clark working in towards the feet of Chaplin around the edge of the penalty area. Chaplin laying it out towards Young, who's forced the Benny a little bit wider than he wanted to go, but he can pick it up down by the corner flag. Still 0-0 here on Talksport 2, despite an enterprising opening from both teams. It could be 1-1. Jack Clark, good little ball down the inside left channel. Leif Davis didn't quite get there in time. And it's rolled over the line in front of the Bromley supporters away to our left-hand side for a goal kick. 0-0, and here's the former Ipswich man, Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, after a good start by Bromley, Ipswich are looking threatening. Jack Clark getting in some good positions off the left-hand side, which is allowing Leif Davis to overlap as well. Connor Chaplin in that number 10 role, and Ogbene is staying wide. He's hugging the touchline, and I must say we've already seen the quality of Ashley Young and what he brings to this side. Real composed, and he's feeding Ogbene whenever he gets an opportunity.
It is the 35th League Cup tie of Ashley Young's long career tonight. When he plays for Ipswich against Southampton at the weekend, it will be the 750th club game of his career. In his 41st year, his appetite for the game undimmed. Some defending to do here, though. Ball inside the penalty area from Eiffel. It's half clear, but Ipswich can get it away towards El Hamadi. His touch goes back to the aforementioned Young. Plays it forward through the midfield towards Barbrook, but a decent sliding challenge from Jude Arthurs wins it back. Goes out of play. Goal kick, which will be taken away to our right-hand side by Walton. And we're 6 minutes in at 0-0.
What I will say is Marcus Ifill on the right-hand side for Bromley has been involved in almost everything, good and bad for Bromley at the moment. Lost possession to Jack Clark, which allowed them a counter-attack, but he's just had wonderful feet against Leave Davies. Put an early cross in, but it was good defended Cedric Kipre in the end.
Ipswich determined to play out from the back, and there was a little bit of pressure on Barbrook from Walton's pass. He did well to deal with it, and then Humphreys knocks it away. Hamady coming to meet it, and he was pulled back by Shomi. And it's a free kick which is taken quickly by Humphreys, spraying a long ball out towards the Ipswich right-hand side. Headed on, but then away from Chaplin. It's good defending from Odeteu, who covered the ground and nodded it back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was good play all round, actually. Ogbene winning an early free kick from Cam Humphreys. Thought he could have delayed the free kick a little bit, gained composure, gained control, played it early. Ogbene headed it, Chaplin almost in. Good defending from Odeteu just to head it home.
Our goal is coming in all the time in the 7:45 kickoffs in the Carabao Cup. QPR leading at Plymouth by a goal to nil. Argyle have had a very disappointing start of the season and trail again. Daniel Benny with that goal for Rangers. Cardiff 1, Swindon 0. Keane Ashford has scored for the League One team against Ian Holloway's League Two opposition. Show me heading the ball out to the Bromley left. Well, there was an aerial battle between Odeteu and Abene. And the ball has gone out of play for a Bromley throw in front of a big yellow crane over on that far touchline. They are slowly making that terrace much bigger over on the far side. It was very shallow back in the days when I was standing on it as an away fan. It's going to be a much bigger construction now with a roof over on that far side. And they're probably 3 parts of the way down the touchline with it at the moment, but still clearly a building site with the work ongoing. Here's Eiffel on the right-hand side for Bromley. He's about a yard in from the right-hand touchline, faced up by Jack Clark. Lays the ball back towards Elleraway. And it comes off him and goes out for a throw that Jack Clark will take on the Ipswich left-hand side. Best part of 10 minutes gone.
Yeah, it's been good work up front on his own. Ali Al-Hamadi really trying to occupy all the defence, and it was him hustling the defender there that made him make the mistake. Odeteu just to put it out for an Ipswich throw. It's been a good game. It's a good start to this game. You'd have to say Ipswich are starting to take control though.
Leif Davis is going to take the throw, hurls it down the line. It's a really good throw. Hamady was alive to it, but so was Shomi, who covered a lot of ground. He'll feel he's got a point to prove tonight. He was a trainee at Ipswich. He didn't actually play a first team appearance, has made his name elsewhere, the likes of Yeovil, and now he's in his second spell here at Bromley. Young plays it forward. It's come off Crowhouse, another player who's in his second spell here. He's here on loan from Brentford after a move across London as a teenager. Chaplin into Al-Hamadi, poked away through the midfield by Thompson. Bromley will try and get forward pretty quickly. Denanga out towards the right-hand side for Eiffel. So much of Bromley's attacking players, Darren Ambrose has been saying, gravitating down their right-hand side. Get towards the byline now. Twist and a turn. He's checked back, trying to get the better of Leif Arthurs. He's gone down inside the penalty. Leif Davis, I beg your pardon. He's gone down inside the penalty area, but no hint that it was a penalty. Chaplin tries to bring it away. Strong challenge coming in on him, and then Shomi again does well with great physical presence to get the better of Al-Hamadi and be able to work it back to his goalkeeper. Long clears, looking for Kimpembe, but couldn't bring it under clean control on his chest. Davis has got it again with a long diagonal out towards Benny on the Ipswich right-hand side. 0-0 as Norwich double their lead at Watford. Marcelino Nunez with the second goal there, adding to the Josh Sargent opener. Watford 0, Norwich 2. The ball over on the right-hand touchline. Benny again trying to find his way through and might yet be able to do it inside the 6-yard box, but it's just thrashed away from him by Shomi again. And it goes out for a throw on the Ipswich right.
Lovely 1-2 of Ogbene and Connor Chaplin. And the Bromley defender, Pinnock over there, just got caught ball watching.
Another ball inside the penalty area. Hamady with a flick header, but it's actually going to go out of play. Down by the corner flag. Just about went out of play, but the ball boy was eager there. I think he might have kept that in. It was going out of play for a goal kick.
He wanted a touch, didn't he, Jim? He wanted a touch.
It was a good touch. First time ball back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, 100% pass completion for that lad.
Who's just sitting down again on the stool down by that corner flag. We're 12 minutes in, and everyone here at Bromley will stand to applaud in memory of supporter Don White, who was an avid and loyal supporter of Bromley, but of Ipswich as well. And all supporters are joining in a minute's applause in Don's memory, and everybody's thoughts remain with Don's family and friends. It's great to see that applause from the Ipswich Town supporters over on the far touchline, as well as their Bromley counterparts. Here's keeper over the ball forward. Al Hamady chasing down the left-hand side of the penalty area. He's got it again, left-hand side of the box. He's trying to find a way through. Shomi did well to just block it, knock it away. It was Ella away that eventually cleared out of the opposite number 3, Leif Davis. Back from him to Cam Humphreys. Now Barbrook coming forward. Barbrook taking a touch and then just very neatly nicking it away from Arthurs to play it out towards Ashley Young. Thought about a first-time cross. Young playing it forward down the right-hand side of the penalty area instead into the feet of Chaplin. He then gets an immediate return ball. Young's got it again, poking it inside the box. Another opportunity to deliver across. Al Hamady was waiting. Shomi gets it away. It was last-ditch clearance, but he did well to work it clear. Play back in the next phase of play down the Ipswich right-hand side of the penalty area. Humphreys, Benny, back for Young. Barbrook will take it on. Barbrook square to his left-hand side. Clark working the angle, getting a right-footed shot in. Long diving away to his left-hand side. Didn't get that far, it was cleared. But Ipswich all of a sudden winning a lot of second ball in midfield. And they'll come again. Another opportunity for Benny. Getting to the byline. Can't get in a position to stand the ball up. The sliding Pinnock sees to that. But it does go out of play for the first Ipswich corner of the night. 0-0.
I know we know this, but Ashley Young is absolutely quality at the moment, and it must be brilliant to play as a right winger with him behind you as right back. He doesn't complicate things. When he sees you, he passes you the ball. Doesn't try to overplay. Just there you go and do your thing. And he's backing him up. I think he's been a real key signing, real good signing at the moment. I can see him playing a lot of the games, by the way.
I'll come back to that in a moment. First of all, this corner, which Leif Davis is going to take on the Ipswich right. He's hit in very deep, and it bounces once inside the penalty area and then straight over the line and out of play for a goal kick. Well, he is 40, as we mentioned earlier. He's the third oldest Ipswich player ever. He's going to be the oldest outfield player in the club's history within the next 10 days, and if he does play to the end of the season, then he might even bypass Phil Parks' club record.
I mean, you can clearly see he looks after himself as well. He's 40, but he looks about 20, 25. You can see him going on and on and on and on. Real good professional.
Goals elsewhere. Cambridge leading at Bristol Rovers with a goal from Louis Apere. Charlton 1, Stevenage 0, one of Darren's old clubs, ahead through Miles Leaburn. And Accrington are 2-up at home to Peterborough with Kelsey Mooney doubling the advantage. Here at Bromley, Ipswich in possession, but not for long. They lost it. Probably Barbrook's first mistake under a little bit of pressure, just rolled away from him in midfield. Pinnock tries to make the most of that. Young's defended it really well and gets it away down the Ipswich right. Benny, so pacey. Tried to take Pinnock on. There were plenty of covering defenders to make his life difficult. And they have done well to win it back. It was Crowhouse with a good intervention. An opportunity now for Bromley to deliver on the left. Pinnock running onto it, sweeps it in first time, left-footed, and it's headed away. Ella away, can't quite control it cleanly, and Bromley are going to be able to bring it away. Chaplin with a good ball through the midfield. Al Hamady chasing after that, but Shomi's defending was excellent, and he's ended up winning a free kick. He had to win that cleanly, because if he's fouled Al Hamady, that could have been a red card. If he didn't make any contact at all, it could easily have been 1-0 to Ipswich, but it was a really well-timed challenge, and he ends up getting a free kick out of it. Really, really good defending. It was good play. Connor Chaplin, Jack Clark in the middle. Maybe Chaplin's ball was a little bit under hit, a little bit firmer, a little bit in front of Al Hamady. I don't think Shomi's catching him up, but just under hit, and it allowed him just to get back. But it was good defending in the end. As you said, he had to get that right. Lincoln leading at Harrogate with a goal from Jack Moylan, and Wrexham have the advantage at home to Hull. Elliot Lee the man on target there. So many pre-season predictions about Wrexham finishing in the bottom 4 or bottom 6. Can't see that. I must admit, on the strength of their performance at Southampton at the weekend, I thought they were really good. And but for an outstanding Gavin Bazunu save, they could have been 2-0 up going into the final 15 minutes, and it might have been a different story. But they lead tonight.
Yeah, I've got them in the top 6 for me. And some of my predictions, they may well finish bottom 6.
The ball in from Eiffel here, and it's should have been comfortably claimed by Walton. It was actually until he was pushed. The ball just dropped out of his hands. He's just got a little clout to the back of the head there, but he's okay.
I mean, just on first viewing, sorry, Jim, on first viewing, I don't even think that was the Bromley forward. I think that was Luke Wolfenden that knocked it out of his hand. So he's got away with one there. These goalies can just get away with one.
Ed Sheeran is here. No great surprise in that, but what is interesting tonight, he's here with his dad. His dad, who was born in Bromley. So I don't know whether he was a Bromley supporter as a boy. If he was, then it was a very different type of football to what we're seeing tonight. Back in the let's say 1960s. The ball will be cleared up the left-hand side. It's chested down neatly by Bromley's number 10, Denanga. Marcus Denanga, who made his name in non-league with the likes of Gateshead and AFC Telford. He's working it forward here, finds Kimpembe. Nicky Kimpembe's ball out to the Bromley left-hand side for Pinnock. Ipswich again have won it back, and Wolfenden can very neatly turn out of trouble and get it onto his right foot and then flick it out towards Young. 0-0 here at Bromley. We've played 17 minutes on Talksport 2. Run through all the scores for you in a moment, but firstly here's Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, I think if you're Ipswich, you'll be happy, relatively happy with the opening 18, 19 minutes. And again, if you're Bromley, you will be as well. Good start by Bromley. Really went at Ipswich and got on the front foot, had a chance. But Ipswich are taking control, a lot of possession. We expected that. Bromley are trying to counter. But it's a good battles all over the pitch, no doubt. In particular, Shomi and Al Hamadi, real good battle.
Antoine Hackford, the former Sheffield United striker, has just given Wimbledon the lead at Gillingham. Elsewhere, these are the games with goals. Swansea 1, Crawley 0. They played an hour there. It was a 7 o'clock kickoff. Doncaster 2 up at Middlesbrough at half-time in a 7:30. These are all 7:45s. The other 7:30s are all 0-0, incidentally, at Barrow, Newport and Stockport. Games with goals in the 7:45 kickoffs. Accrington 2, Peterborough 0. Bradford 2 up at Blackburn. Bristol City 1, MK Dons 0. Cambridge leading at Bristol Rovers 1-0. Cardiff 1, Swindon 0. Charlton 1, Stevenage 0. Mansfield leading at Chesterfield. Wimbledon at Gillingham. Grimsby at home to Shrewsbury. Lincoln 1 up at Harrogate. Oxford 1, Colchester 0. QPR 1 up at Plymouth. Portsmouth 0, Reading 1. Deadlock just broken there at Fratton Park. The Tranmere Burton game postponed. Norwich 2 up at Watford. Wigan and Wrexham leading their cup ties at home. Ipswich here at Hayes Lane have a free kick. An opportunity for Ashley Young to work the ball inside the Bromley penalty area. First touch off Wolfenden, a high looping header. Clark poking it down, might break Barbrook's way. Al Hamadi actually took responsibility and was trying to work himself into a shooting position. And then as Eiffel brought it away, was fouled by Clark. And it's a free kick that will be taken by Ipswich just outside that penalty area.
Yeah, I just think the free kick was a good free kick. Hit at Wolfenden in the near post. He's headed it up in the air. I just felt maybe Jack Clark could just hit that at goal instead of probably 8 yards out at an angle. He's tried to feed it into Al Hamadi's feet. Maybe overplayed a little bit. Could have hit that one at goal, and who knows what happens then.
Sports Bar over on Talksport tonight gives you the opportunity to react to all of the night's action and the day's big transfer stories as well. Jason Cundy and Perry Groves over on the Sports Bar open for business at 10 o'clock tonight. And then Gabby is alongside Jeff Stelling on Talksport Breakfast tomorrow morning. Also, this Saturday, Talksport brings you live commentary of the huge heavyweight clash between rising star Moses Itauma and Dillian White in Saudi Arabia. Our top team out in Riyadh, bringing you all of the action from busy fight week before the fight itself on Saturday night. And that's on the Talksport network and the Talksport Boxing YouTube channel. Bromley bringing the ball forward here. Clark, though, has won a free kick, which is taken a little bit too quickly for the referee. It was Thompson that fouled him, and he got back to his feet. I think the ball was probably still rolling as Clark tried to take it quickly and ping it out towards a Benny. And referee Matt Russell's just pulled play back Free kick that Ipswich will take midway inside their own half. 0-0.
Maybe done them a favour, Ipswich, there, bringing that back, because Ogbene was on his own. He was up against 3 defenders. Jack Clark quickly played the free kick. Pulling that back's probably done them a favour. Now they've got possession.
And they could bring it forward with Cam Humphreys, who had a good loan spell at Wickham last season. Benny tried to work the ball in from the Ipswich right. The first time cross is cleared by Shomi, then headed down by Kipre. But his header just goes through the midfield to Eiffel for Bromley. Played for by Odeteo. Well held up by Denanga. Now they work down the right-hand side for him to chase again. Keeper got there first, lays it back for Walton, and Humphreys drops back from the midfield, splits the 2 centre-halves to show 4 possession, and then has got all the time in the world to turn and bring it out. Hull have equalised at Wrexham. They heard that you fancy their chances this season quite clearly. Ollie McBurney with the equaliser, his first goal for the club, having signed after his release from Las Palmas in Spain. And Charlton are 2 up at home to Stevenage with Ibrahim Fuller. Eiffel coming forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Knocked away from him, but he might yet get a second bite of the cherry. Cleared by Chaplin eventually. Another ball out towards Benny. And that one was overhit. I guess the temptation is always to look for him. He's so quick that he can make slightly overhit passes look like good ones, because he can get onto them where very few other players will be able to. But it's an easy out ball, and Ipswich haven't always been able to exploit it successfully so far. Yep,
you're absolutely right. He's the outlet, and at the moment you've got Jack Clark playing on the left wing. He's kind of drifting in, allowing Leif Davis to overlap. Connor Chaplin in that number 10 role. But Benny's just hugging that touchline. He's the outlet for Ipswich.
Leif Davis leaves a ball that was played through towards Nicky Kapembe. Christian Walton is able to come out and pick it up. They've only got 1 win in the last 16 games in all competitions, Ipswich. That victory, their only one in 6 months, came at Bournemouth back in April. Psychologically, as much as anything else, they could just do with getting over this, which is on paper a little bit of a tricky hurdle. They've had the vast majority of possession, and no surprise in that. Suits Bromley with the way they play. There haven't been too many clear-cut opportunities since that opening 3 or 4 minutes where both sides could have scored.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, could have been 1-1 after 4 minutes. But no, it's just been a real game of possession, really cat and mouse between both the sides. Who can make the deadlock, who can break the deadlock. It's been a little bit sloppy the last couple of minutes by Ipswich, and Bromley are looking to get back into this match with their counter-attacking football.
Possession at the moment, 2/3, 1/3 in Ipswich's favour, but the shot count pretty even, and neither have been able to have an effort on target through the opening 23 minutes of this game. It's 0-0. And the first offside flag of the night up against Kimpembe. And that gives a free kick, which Cedric Kipre will take. Kipre back in English football on loan from Crams, the Ivorian, with his 5th club in England now, having played for Leicester and Wigan and West Brom and Cardiff before, partnering Wolfenden tonight. And in possession now, sends a high ball out towards Benny, who did well, just watched it onto his head. Little cushion header from him down towards Young. Young to Chaplin. Chaplin with time to turn, poor ball forward from him. But then he put the pressure on as Odoteo's clearance just invited him to put a challenge in on Arthur as he caught him. And it's a free kick to Bromley. It's got a little bit scrappy, as you mentioned, over the last 5-6 minutes or so.
Yeah, I can just see a little bit of frustration on the Ipswich Town players' faces at the moment. A couple of sloppy passes, allowing Bromley to break out, especially down the right-hand side. Marcus Eiffel, again, been involved in a lot of the play for Bromley. Just need to get control of the game again if you're an Ipswich player, if you're Kieran McKenna's side.
Another championship side in a little bit of trouble tonight. Portsmouth 2 down at home to Reading, who've scored twice in 4 minutes. And now Hamady might be able to make his way through here for Ipswich. He's forced the goalkeeper wide. He's still got it. 2-3 covering defenders now. He's laid it back for Clark. And it's a brilliant block from Shomi to deny it. Just as it looked as though Hamady, having beaten the offside trap, was sure to break the deadlock against his former club, but he couldn't make the most of the chance.
Oh, Jim, I just find that the wrong decision. It looks like a forward that's lacking confidence. He broke through up beyond Shomi. Should have just lobbed him or should have slid it past him, tried to go round him and got it all wrong.
And now the other end is Marcus Eiffel, right-hand side of the penalty area under pressure. He's shanked his cross behind the Ipswich goal, but that's the clearest chance of the game so far, squandered by Al Hamadi.
Yeah, it is. I'm watching them at the moment. I can just see Connor Chaplin, captain for the evening, saying, just hit the goal, hit a shot. He tried to go round him. Even then, I thought, could he just slide it in the empty net? He doesn't, turns, tried to lay up Jack Clark, and it was a great block by Shomi, has to be said, in the end. Great defending. But I just feel that's a forward lacking in confidence at the moment.
He's the one Ipswich player who's played on this ground before. 3 goals in his loan spell here. Clark doing well, bringing it forward. First time ball in from Leif Davis, and that's easily blocked by Shomi. Now we'll bounce down Eiffel's way right in front of us. We're only about 8-9 rows back in the stand from the touchline. Able to bring the ball forward here again, Bromley. Crowhouse travelling well, and Wolfenden had just slipped, but Young came across the cover in behind him. And now Humphreys is going to be able to bring it away for Ipswich.
Yeah, he's very good at that, Ashley Young, isn't he? Just covering your centre halves. Obviously, played further forward early on in his career, but now finds himself as a fullback. Wolfenden just slipped, as you said, Jim, but it was great covering, and it was a good tackle in the end by Ashley Young.
I did play in the final of this competition, Young, some 16 years ago, back in his Aston Villa days. Well, he was on the losing side against Manchester United. Here's Jack Clark getting the ball to the right-hand side for the aforementioned Young. Now Abeni through the penalty area. Chaplin takes it, and then he stumbled at the most inopportune moment as he was looking to pirouette and get himself into a shooting position. Then as the ball is worked for, keeper was in really strongly, and he's going to get, I think, the first yellow card of the night. He kicked the ball away after the challenge on Dinanga, and he's going to be spoken to here by Matt Russell.
Yeah, he was too keen, Cedric Kipre. It was a good opportunity, actually, in the Bromley box, in the Bromley penalty area. Connor Chaplin just slipped, his feet slipped up from underneath him, and he was about to turn and hit one. And as the ball get played out to, I think it was Dinanga, Cedric Kipre just a little bit too over-exuberant there, and I think he's got away with a booking, to be honest.
Yep, first warning of the night, nothing more for Cedric Kipre. But the free kick near halfway will be taken by the Bromley goalkeeper Sam Long, and it was too long from him, all the way through to his opposite number Walton, who picks it up and then runs through the penalty area, bowls it out towards Young over on the far touchline, the Ipswich right, and he can venture into a position midway inside the Bromley half before firing the ball out to the left-hand side for Leif Davis, who's another player whose future may well lie away from Portman Road. There's been plenty of speculation about a potential move to Nottingham Forest. Broadhead not involved tonight, if you are just joining us. And neither is the new signing Chuba Akpom, who signed yesterday on loan from Ajax. Ball down the right-hand side for Abene. Pinnock's ball back, and Al Hamadi's interest was piqued for a moment. A loose ball ricochets through the penalty area, and then Shomi in shepherding it for his sliding goalkeeper, then had to try and hurdle him. Ended up getting caught by his goalkeeper, but he's okay. Swansea 2, Crawley 0 midway through the second half of that early kick-off. Bobby Wales with the second goal here. Ipswich with the better possession and on top in this game without really creating too many chances, and certainly Sam Long hasn't had a difficult save to make so far. It's 0-0 as Bromley try and bring it forward again. Crowhouse had taken up a good position. He'd stolen a march on Wolfenden, but the quality of the ball into him wasn't great. Bromley are going to have to work it back into a deeper position again. Arthur's knocking it forward. Dinanga can't control that, and Wolfenden shepherds it over the dead ball line in front of the Ipswich supporters. Now to play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Finlay Barbrook. First game for Ipswich Town, and he's looked really assured, made 1 or 2 little errors, but it was him that just intercepted the ball into the front player. Just keeps breaking up play, and he's making the majority of the correct decisions as well. Impressive debut so far.
I mentioned earlier that Rangers were through in Europe. They'll be playing Club Bruges in the next round. Bruges have beaten Salzburg 3-2 tonight and 4-2 on aggregate. Now Eiffel getting the ball in space, and a little bit more care on the pass for Nicky Kimpembe there. And the Bromley man could have been through. Yeah, huge chance, huge opportunity. Just overhit his pass. He was in on goal. Cedric Kipre was coming towards him. He was on goal, Kimpembe. And he just got his pass all wrong, to be honest. Otherwise, it'd have been a one-on-one against Christian Morton. It's Clark. Working it through the midfield, out to the right-hand side again. Crowhouse has got it. Now Humphreys. Humphreys play down the left-hand side. An opportunity on the left flank to deliver a ball through the 6-yard box, and it's cleared again by Show Me and put out of play for a corner, which will be taken on the Ipswich lad.
It's been fantastic defending by Bromley. Every time Leif Davies is getting the ball or Bene's getting the ball, they're looking to deliver early, particularly Leif Davies on the left-hand side. Deliver it early. They're ready for it in the box. Show Me in particular is having a good half.
Darkness beginning to fall. It's certainly dusk fast approaching here. The shadows long gone. It's the floodlights that are doing the work now. An opportunity for Ashley Young to get a decent corner in here. 2 inside the 6-yard box for Ipswich. Everybody else making runs from deep. A little bit of jockeying for position ends up with a player on the deck on the edge of the penalty area. Referee Russell lets play go on. Ball is worked out to the Ipswich right for a Bene. Bene pulling it back. Leif Davies coming onto it, but it fell onto his right foot rather than his left, so he couldn't get a shot in. And now an opportunity again. Across the edge of the penalty area for Barbrook. Barbrook laying it back for Wolfenden. Wolfenden goes out to the right-hand touchline. Another aerial ball in from Davies. Volleyed back by Young, but from a tight angle, and it's whistled over the bar.
Yeah, that's unlucky. That Leif Davies finding himself on the right-hand side after the corner. Found himself cut inside on his left. Played a real deep delivery, and Ashley Young, the opposite fullback, was down the left-hand side. Tried a little left foot volley, just overhit it. I don't know, I think he got caught in two minds, Jim, whether he's going to put it back across or aim for the goal.
A couple of goals in first half stoppage time elsewhere at home park. QPR 2 up at Plymouth, and Cardiff leads Swindon by the same score, and Ruben Colwell has scored that. Cardiff 2, Swindon 0. This one is 0-0 with 32 minutes gone. Far too early to say that penalties are necessarily on the agenda here, but it has been a pretty even contest for all the fact that Ipswich have dominated possession. Clear-cut opportunities few and far between. Bromley playing for theirs on the counter-attack, but they haven't yet been able to get Nicky Kabamba in the right place. Barbrook plays it out towards Young. Young's midway between the edge of his own penalty area and the halfway line as he controls the ball and goes back for Wolfenden. Wolfenden to Cedric Kipre. Kipre controlling it. It's easy possession for him at the moment. Bromley with just a watching brief. The ball is worked forward through the midfield. Al Hamadi just losing out to Odateo, and he's done well to win it back, the Bromley centre half, and then Kipre in strongly again, strongly but fairly this time. The challenge on Denanga. Another opportunity for Ipswich to try and bring it forward down the right-hand side. Still 0-0. Kipre coming forward again. Time to measure a ball down towards Jack Clark. Clark, the bottom left-hand corner of the penalty area, getting it onto his right foot, trying to work the angle for the shot, and he can. And it's an attempt on target. We've seen very few of those tonight, but it's a comfortable stop. Long diving to his left-hand side, able to grasp the ball into his body. It stays 0-0.
Yeah, I think it's the first shot on target we've seen today, and it wasn't really a shot. I mean, every time Jack Clark gets the ball, though, he's looking to do that. Beat a few players, cut inside onto his favourite right foot. A lot of the time he's been passing it. This time he decided to hit the shot. Just didn't get enough conviction on it. Comfortable save in the end.
Now Blackburn have one back at home to Bradford in first half stoppage time through Dion Deneve, but it's still Bradford who lead that. Blackburn 1, Bradford 2. Coming up to half-time at Ewood Park. It's Finn Barbrook, who, as Darren's saying, has had an eye-catching debut in quite a quiet kind of way. Here's Clark coming inside the penalty area. The ball flicked through the midfield. Chaplin trying to improvise. It's a shot on the turn, but spins over the bar.
It's unlucky. It is unlucky. They are trying. They're trying the special. That time it was Connor Chaplin tried the special, looped it up on his left foot and tried to spin facing away from goal. And it was looping, but it just ended up hitting the back black bar behind the goal.
Colin Chaplin, a player that scored more than 50 goals for Ipswich at a rate of about 1 every 3 games. He had that phenomenal season, the League One promotion-winning campaign, where he got 29. Clearance from our left-hand side from the Bromley goalkeeper, Long. And Young is there on the edge of his own penalty area again, just able to sweep up. Barbrook Clark always has space. He's able to steal a march on Eiffel frequently down this near touchline, but the ball is over on the other side with Ipswich's right winger Abeni, who stands it up towards the edge of the penalty area onto the left boot of Davis, who's chested it down but snatched at the left-footed shot and pulled it well wide.
Yeah, it would have been a lovely goal if he connected with that one. It's Ogbene again, the outlet for Ipswich, showing his pace. He's got pace to burn down the right-hand side, and they're really struggling with him at the moment. This time, instead of putting the ball across, he's cut it back. He's chipped it back to Leif Davies, who's arriving 25 yards out, chests it, tries a half volley with his favoured left foot, and just hooked it wide. That would have been a special goal, that, Jim.
So still 0-0. We've got more live football coming up for you tomorrow. A choice of listening against the Super Cup final out in northeastern Italy. Andy Townsend alongside me for Tottenham against PSG in Udine tomorrow night. And Huddersfield against Leicester is our live game right here on Talksport 2. Let me also point you in the direction of the game this weekend here on Talksport 2. Ipswich next in action in their home opener for the season. Southampton, the visitors. Match between two of the sides relegated from the Premier League last season, and it's a 12 noon kickoff. Darren on commentary duty for Ipswich Southampton Sunday lunchtime here on Talksport 2. Ball out of play for a throw, which will be taken by Leif Davis for Ipswich. Throws it back to Kipre. Kipre will take a touch and bring it forward, work it out towards Young over on the Ipswich right. Be interesting to see when the transfer window shuts how many new faces Ipswich have brought into the club. We're certainly expecting that Broadhead will go. Hutchinson may well as well. I certainly think that if the money's right, that Hutchinson could go. Could take at the thick end of 40 million. No shortage of people interested in signing him. Davis, another that there have been overtures made for him. I wonder how many new faces there will be. How many do you think they need, Darren?
Yeah, I think they need a good 4 or 5 new faces. It's a relentless division. We know that, the Championship, Tuesday, Saturday, constantly. Maybe they're waiting on the Murray Hutchinson situation. If they can just squeeze another few million, up to 40, maybe 45, that gives you a good 4 or 5 players at least.
Here's Kipre, one of the summer signings. Finding Wolfenden, who has been part of the furniture for a while, more than 200 games for his hometown club. Good ball forward to Connor Chaplin on the right-hand side of the penalty areas. Ipswich try to work it forward again. Pinnock, though, can take a touch and clear. Denanga trying to get a touch to help it forward towards Kabamba. But good play by Humphreys to win it back again for Ipswich. Then Young, knocking it square through the midfield. Leif Davis in a much more central position, able to bring it forward. Clark supplying the width on the Ipswich left, and they played him in now. Clark taking a touch, trying to get the better of Eiffel, who's defended it well this time, and it's knocked away by Eller away. And then cleared down the right-hand side of the box by Eiffel, chasing after it Denanga, but mopped up comfortably enough by Kipre to find his goalkeeper. Still goalless.
Yeah, they're finding it tricky, Ipswich, to break down Bromley. Defending really well once again. I keep saying that about the Bromley defenders. They are finding it difficult. Leif Davis, as you said, drifting in, an inverted fullback now. Jack Clark playing as wide as he can. I've looked at Jack Clark's shin pads, by the way, Jim. I know I'm going off track there, but has he got any on? I know they're small nowadays, but it don't look like he's got any shin pads on.
Yeah, they're very minimalistic, aren't they? I think it's fair to say. But fulfilling the regulations and nothing much more, I would suggest. Here's Leif Davis, left-footed, first-time ball through the penalty area, which will bounce on the white line of the right-hand side of the box. Benny is there. He sends another aerial ball back in the same direction out towards Davis, and Eiffel's headed it away, and it goes out of play for a throw.
Maybe just the wrong cross by Leif Davies. A couple of years ago, particularly in the Championship, always done the cutback, Ipswich. Well, Connor Chaplin scored many goals when Leif Davies was cutting it back, and Cam Humphreys was on for the cutback.
And he's got it again now towards the edge of the D. Chaplin on the D can find Clark. Clark put under pressure. Good turn to get away from one Bromley defender, but Crowhouse is quickly on the scene. Now ball in from Young from the right-hand side, but the offside flag is up against Al Hamadi. And it's a free kick that'll be taken by Bromley inside their own penalty area. Deadlock broken at Edgeley Park. Stockport 1, Crewe 0. Carl Wootton with that goal. And here, not too many signs of the deadlock being broken. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, a little bit lazy, Ali Al Hamadi up front there. Ashley Young getting the ball about 30 yards on the wing. crossing it in. He's offside. I think Kieran McKenna will be disappointed with him being offside there, the forward.
I said that Stockport had taken the lead at home to Crewe. They very quickly doubled the advantage. Nathan Lowe, who scored a stack of goals on loan at Walsall in the first half of last season. He's on loan at Stockport from Stoke now and has doubled the advantage. Stockport 2, Crewe 0. Bromley coming into this in good form, albeit either side of the summer break, but they're unbeaten in 6. They've won the last 4 here at Hayes Lane. Haven't conceded yet this season. In fact, with the minutes that we've seen so far tonight, they're now 5.25 hours since they last conceded a goal. And they have shown some defensive resilience tonight. Very well drilled. And Show Me, who is the one centre-half who played at the weekend, who's featuring again tonight, has certainly marshalled that defence quite brilliantly so far. But here's Jack Clark, bringing the ball forward for Ipswich again. Trying to get away from Thompson in the midfield, he couldn't quite. Clearance from Pinnock, a long ball up the left-hand touchline for Dinanga. And then again, he's looked to try and play it forward towards Kabamba, but the two haven't been able to work in tandem too effectively this evening. Yeah, it has been comfortable for Ipswich at the moment. No real threats in terms of attacking threats by Bromley. They're stifling Ipswich a little bit on the attack because they're defending so well. But I just feel at the moment it's a matter of time before Ipswich break the Bromley defence down. Crawley 2-1 down at Swansea with 5 minutes to go in that early kick-off, but they're a man down as well now. Gavin Holohan has been sent off at the Liberty Stadium. Crawley a goal down and a man down with time running out for them. Here's Jack Clark back for Leif Davis, and there's the pullback and the best chance so far. Chaplin with a rising drive that just cleared the bar. I think Long was probably beaten, and it's only gone over the bar by about 6 inches.
So close. It's the exact move that I was talking about a couple of minutes earlier. Leif Davis down the left-hand side, again overlapping Jack Clark. Jack Clark showing some great footwork once again, playing him in, and you just see Connor Chaplin on the edge of the box screaming for the cutback. Did cut it back, it was brilliant, and it would just put it over the bar. As you said, Long was beaten.
Long with the goal kick. Long ball forward from him into the heart of Ipswich territory, and it's well won by Crowhouse. Crowhouse getting himself into a shooting position, and a left-footed effort has taken a looping deflection which clears the bar. It's an important deflection because had that block not come in, Crowhouse's effort could potentially have caused Walton some serious problems. Does give Bromley their third corner of the night, still 0-0.
Yeah, not only a good deflection, it was a good challenge by Ashley Young. The Crowhouse looked to be getting in behind the defence, and he's really good at that, just getting his toe there, Ashley Young. And he did that, otherwise he'd have been on for a goal 12 yards out.
So Show Me's made his way forward again. This time he's standing in the near post area. He's one of 6 Bromley players inside that box. It's hit him very deep. He's got a head to it, and it's in. Show Me at the far post, nodding it back through the middle, and it's Elleraway who is in there just to nod it in. 1-0 Bromley. They've never beaten a side in the top 3 divisions in their history, but they have the advantage here, making a set-piece play. High ball inside the penalty area from the corner. Walton came out, got himself stranded. Show Me nodded it back, and there's Elleraway with the biggest goal of his career to give Bromley the lead over Ipswich.
Well, never see that coming. I said just now it's only a matter of time before Ipswich break the Bromley defence down, but it was the other way from the corner, the resulting corner. And we've said how big they are, haven't we, Jim? And it was Show Me, rose above everyone. May have been going in himself, by the way, the header. But Elleraway wasn't to know, and he was there 3 yards out just to nod it in. Bromley leading. I wasn't expecting this before half-time.
Elleraway with only the second senior goal of his career. It's his 6th for Bromley, and it's come right at the end of the first half. We've just gone into 1 minute of added time, and Ipswich with it all to do. They've been beaten by Newport and Colchester and Wimbledon, all from League 2 in this competition over the last 4 seasons, and now they trail at Bromley in a game in which they've dominated possession. Chaplin missing a good chance at one end, and 30 seconds later at the other, Elleraway has given Bromley the lead. And now they'll push forward again. Keeper, though, able to cover the blistering run forward down the left-hand side from Kabamba. Bromley with the advantage. When you a side that have got as good a defensive record as they have, they will always fancy their chances from 1-0 up. They have a half-time lead. Ipswich Town, the highest profile team ever to play a competitive game here. And it's the Ravens that have the advantage of the break.
Incredible. I didn't see it coming. I said that Ipswich was only a matter of time before they broke them down. And they went down the other end. I also said they weren't really showing any attacking threat, Bromley. They won the corner immediately. It was a good delivery into the box. The desire for Shomi to win that leapt above everyone, just nodded it towards the goal, looked to be going in anyway. Elawira wasn't to know that, and he nodded it into the roof of the net. And the place has gone wild, really. I think that for the far side, the travelling support, they were a little bit shocked because the possession-wise, as you said, they were starting to dominate in terms of attacking threat as well, Ipswich. And they come down the other end and done what they always do on the counter-attack, and they got the goal.
So clearly the advantage for Bromley has come from a very well-worked set-piece that was poorly defended. But in the bigger picture over the 45 minutes, where's it been going wrong for Ipswich? Why haven't they been able to create more clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities?
I think it's the question is what's been going right for Bromley, and it's the defending. They've defended really, really well, and as you said, they haven't conceded for such a long time now. You have that mentality that you're not going to concede. You go out there every match saying, we're not conceding today. They're up against a lot better opposition, of course, but maybe a couple of the decisions. We see the Connor Chaplin chance. That was the decision that Leif Davies got right, cutting it back. Maybe rushing the cross, Ogbene rushing the cross, Leif Davies rushing the cross, and they're just defending that. The defenders are eating those crosses up. Maybe they need to look to a different option. The cutback is always on, and I think that's what Kieran McKenna might be telling them at half-time.
I mentioned during the commentary of the first half that it is now 1 win in 16, 1 win in the last 6 months as far as Ipswich are concerned. So would it play on your mind? Oh no, here we go again. How difficult is it to make sure you don't drop into that mindset?
Well, it shouldn't play on your mind, but it certainly will, especially with the majority of them that have been there playing last season. I think it was only 4 wins last season, but the season before I think it was 28 wins, so they had that mentality that every time they stepped on the pitch they were going to win. That's changed a little bit, and they have to find a way of coming out the other side of that. They obviously got the last-minute penalty against Birmingham, so they're coming into this game full of confidence. They've played well, Ipswich, but Bromley have defended extremely well, and they've done what they do, and they do what teams at this level do. They've got the goal from the set piece.
Well, as a player, Andy Woodman was once in the Northampton goal on the day that they knocked West Ham out of the League Cup. Could be an even bigger shock tonight, some 27 years on. Here's Bromley leading Ipswich by a golden nil at half-time here on Talksport 2.
Car owners, you could be owed thousands in compensation. If you bought a car on finance from 2007 onwards, it may have been sold with hidden commissions. Text CHECK to 86688. My Claim Group. Authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. You don't need to use a CMC. You can claim direct to your lender and the Financial Ombudsman for free. Text CHECK to 86688.
Claims made simple.
Turn on NordVPN. It will help you avoid digital threats and will encrypt your online traffic too. Visit nordvpn.com now. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
The Sun's fantasy football game Dream Team is back to turn friends into rivals. With a top prize of £60,000, improved gameplay and completely free entry, it's an absolute sitter. But you've got to be in it to win it. Download the free-to-play Dream Team app today. T's and C's apply. 18 plus only.
Have you ever wondered what becoming a lotto millionaire sounds like?
You want to sit down? I can confirm that you have won £1 million indeed.
That's Terry, finding out he'd won £1 million.
Oh my God.
Lotto from the National Lottery. Will you be the next millionaire? Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
I'd never driven electric before, but wow, MG's EV range blew me away. And when I heard I could save up to £2,500, I was sold. Combining the MG EV car grant and £1,000 test drive discount, save up to £2,500 on a brand new MG EV. From MG, Autocar's best manufacturer 2025. Book your test drive today at mg.co.uk. Registered by September 30th. Includes £1,000 test drive discount plus £1,500 EV car grant. Retail and Affinity customers only. Excludes Cyberster and MG IM range.
Yorkshire tea, where everything is done proper. Yorkshire Yorkshire tea, where everything is done proper. Oh.
Maybe not.
Yorkshire, Yorkshire, Yorkshire tea, where everything's done properly. Yorkshire, Yorkshire, Yorkshire tea.
Right, enough of that. How about Yorkshire tea, where everything's done proper?
No nonsense sports coverage.
Oh, he's going all the way.
This is Talksport 2. Saturday afternoon, live championship football on Talksport 2.
A goal to celebrate.
Blackburn Rovers versus Birmingham City.
And that settles it.
Ambient anticipation and atmospheric build-up from 2:30. 3 o'clock rock kickoff.
Great work.
Saturday afternoon.
On your favourite live football modulation station, Talksport 2.
The stars come out to talk on Talksport and Talksport 2.
Please welcome Rob Grimes on Talksport station. I'm always surprised at how much I enjoy it. And I go, oh, this is great, isn't it? Look, he's got to sort out his back, isn't he? He's got to sort out the back row.
Massive names.
It's the superstar that is Usain Bolt.
When you score against a great keeper, it feels good.
Blue chip, gilt-edged, AAA rated opinions.
None other than Ronnie O'Sullivan, who is here in the studio with us.
When you read stuff back, you think, oh, did I really say that?
Massive games, massive names on Talksport and Talksport 2. The unstoppable force of live football.
Brilliant goal!
EFL live on Talksport 2.
Here at Hayes Lane, it's Bromley against Ipswich in the first round of the Carabao Cup. Eiffel getting it back for Pinnock. Eiffel clipping it in, and a decent chance is spurned. It was a header from Show Me that went just over the top right-hand corner of the goal. Jack Clark working to the left-hand side. Leif Davis across the edge of the 6-yard box. And what a chance for a Benny who's missed his kick 7 yards out.
Connor Chaplin slid right in front of him, and maybe it just put him off. But it's a big chance again. Could have been 1-0 Ipswich.
6 Bromley players inside that box. It's hit him very deep. He's got a head to it, and it's in. Show Me at the far post, nodding it back through the middle, and it's Elleraway who is in there just to nod it in. 1-0 Bromley. They've never beaten a side in the top 3 divisions in their history, but they have the advantage here. And that goal from Elleraway giving Bromley a 1-0 half-time advantage. It's going to be very interesting to see how much Ipswich rotate the pack at the half-time interval. Darren Ambrose alongside me. Darren, what you expected at the time for changes now for Kieran McKenna?
He's unlikely to make changes immediately. He's more of a 60-minute man that he'll make the changes, but they've got a strong bench, Ipswich. We know that. Players that can come on and make a real difference. The starting team, as it were. You got George Hurst can come on. Jack Taylor, we know what he can make a difference. Sammy Smodics as well. He's picked up a lot of injuries last season, so maybe he'll want to give him some more minutes heading into the important one on Sunday. But I don't expect him to make changes just yet. Maybe he says, right, 10-15 minutes, go out, give me a rule, and then we'll make changes after that.
Yeah, that game for Ipswich on Sunday at home to Southampton is live here on Talksport 2 at noon on Sunday. And the live football just keeps on coming. Tomorrow night, the silverware on the line with Tottenham looking to build on their Europa League success as they face Champions League winners PSG in the UEFA Super Cup. And it's live for you on Talksport.
These are the maestros, the best teams, the champions.
It's glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. They have won. The Europa League is theirs.
It's a monkey off their back. Does it build a winning culture?
And then Mayulu, and there is number 5. It's not just the win, but the first win and the biggest win the Champions League final has ever seen.
Paris Saint-Germain 5, Inter Milan sank.
I've been amazed by the way Paris Saint-Germain played that game. I think it's historical.
The team from Stamford Bridge have absolutely hammered Paris Saint-Germain.
This was an underlining that PSG are not perfect.
Coming to a big club, there's pressures. We need to perform. It's not about surviving one game or 1 year or 18 months.
Could have shoots this time, he's not going to miss. It's Vitinha on the counter-attack for PSG to his right-hand side for Doué. And that is that. Well, let's now hear from the Spurs camp ahead of that game over in Udine. Shortly we'll get the thoughts of their goalkeeper Guillermo Vicario. But first, here's their manager Thomas Frank as he prepares for a big challenge very early in his Spurs tenure.
For the club, for the team, for me, for everyone involved in Tottenham Hotspurs is a massive game. Great challenge, even bigger opportunity. I see it as the way my brain works is I see opportunities instead of pressure or whatever. So for me, massive opportunity, and we will definitely embrace it, and we will give everything. I think that's not only for this game, it's over the course of the pre-season. I'm a big believer of principles and structure in the team, offensively and defensively. So for me, there needs to be clear structure in, let's say, phase 1 and phase 2. When we're building up and want to control the game, and also in phase 3 where we want to score, and then of course the other way around in high pressure, middle pressure, and defending the box. So that we'll work on. Hopefully it's perfect tomorrow. We are playing an OK team that did reasonably well last year, but that we are ready for.
We set the tone. Of course, we want ourselves to repeat, but to do it again because we tasted the feeling, and this feeling is amazing. So we want to do it again, and we have an opportunity tomorrow night again. Once we have a European final, and we are there because we earned the right to be here to play against PSG. And of course we want to do it, but football and sports, it's all about winning and losing. So sometimes it's hard. You don't have, you're not a magician, and sometimes you cannot find properly, like the right receipt how to win. But it's up to us to believe in something, and we have to do it all together. We have to follow very strictly which are the instructions for the manager. We really believe in Thomas and in how we can improve all together as a team, as a collective. This is I think it can set a tone again if we want to be successful.
That's Tottenham goalkeeper Guillermo Vicario. The big news coming out of Italy tonight, Thomas Frank leaving Yves Bissouma out of the squad after multiple instances of lateness. It's good to see a new boss taking a strong, hard-line approach. He's got to set a mark down early in his career, but what's going through Yves Bissouma's mind?
Yeah, it's poor. It's poor from Yves Bissouma. He's a top player. He's improving week in, week out as well. Maybe the player that we thought we was going to buy. I say we, I'm a Spurs supporter, so that's why I'm saying we. But who Spurs thought they were going to buy, you're starting to show real good performances. So to be late once, fair enough, you kind of get away with that. Twice you can pick up a fine, get away with that. But just numerous times, it's the right decision from Thomas Frank, and that shows everyone else that they have to be disciplined. And that's what you want. You want a manager in charge and in control.
In the World Club Cup final, Chelsea really laid down the blueprint of how to negate PSG. Can Spurs approach the game in the same way?
I think, yes. I think they'll certainly approach it differently to when Ange Postecoglou was in charge, of course. They will. Thomas Frank is, even now, you can say he's learning the game all the time. So I think he would have looked at that Chelsea performance, and he would have got the blueprints to how to beat PSG. They're a top team, and I think PSG will be looking to make amends for that Club World Cup final. So it's going to be a difficult game for Spurs, but I think Thomas Frank could be the manager to have the game plan.
It is Tottenham PSG, and it's live over on Talksport tomorrow night. Build up from 7 ahead of an 8 o'clock kickoff in Udine. These are the latest scores in the EFL Cup. Don't forget news of all the goals as they go in over on Talksport right now. It's finished in South Wales. Swansea have beaten Crawley by 3-1. They're the first side through to the second round. These latest scores with about 20 minutes to go in these games. Barrow 0, Preston 1, Middlesbrough 0, Doncaster 2, Newport 0, Millwall 1, Stockport 2, Crewe 0. These games have played about 10 minutes or so in the second half. Accrington 2, Peterborough 0, Blackburn 1, Bradford 2, Blackpool 0, Port Vale 0, Bristol City 1, the MK Dons 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Cambridge 1, Cardiff 2, Swindon 0, Charlton 2, Stevenage 0, Chesterfield 0, Mansfield 1, goalless Coventry Luton, Gillingham 0, Wimbledon 1, Grimsby 2 up and home to Shrewsbury, Harrogate 0, Lincoln 1, Leyton Orient 0, Wickham 0, Northampton 0, Southampton 1. Oxford 1, Colchester 0. Plymouth 2, QPR 2. They come back from 2-0 down early in the second half. Portsmouth 0, Reading 2. Salford against Rotherham and Stoke Walsall are both goalless, as is West Brom Derby. Norwich are 2 up at Watford. Wigan 1, Notts County 0. Wrexham 1, Hull 1. And Tranmere against Burton was postponed because of power problems. Here, Bromley leading Ipswich by a goal to 0, and they're going to make a change at half-time and bring on Michael Cheek, the man who's scored 26 goals in each of the last 2 seasons. It earned him the League 2 Golden Boot last year. 133 Bromley goals to his name, and he's going to come on here. Ipswich also making changes. Ben Johnson is going to be coming on to replace Leif Davis. So Johnson for Davis, first of all, for Ipswich, Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, I did see Leif Davis towards the back end of the first half. Looked to be struggling a little bit with an injury. Maybe it's just precaution. I mean, he's a top player and he wants to, but Ipswich will want to keep him fit throughout the season. So yeah, that's an obvious change. Ben Johnson coming on just to keep him fit.
Speculation over Davis's future, speculation over Michael Cheek's future as well, although Andy Woodman's played that down. I think the quote was something along the lines of, well, unless he's going to be the man that Liverpool get instead of Alexander Isak, he is going nowhere.
Yeah, definite answer that Andy Woodman would bring. He's a great guy, Andy Woodman. He'll know that there's going to be people after Michael Cheek, of course, talented forward. He's got his opportunity now against Ipswich, and if he gets a chance, I'm sure he'll certainly test Christian Morton.
Well, it is a double change for Bromley, because as well as Cheek coming on for Kabamba, it's Hondermark for Thompson in midfield. William Hondermark, the Frenchman signed from Northampton, he was man of the match on his debut on Saturday, and he's on here. So 2 changes for Bromley, 1 for Ipswich, 1-0 Bromley lead. Leroy with the goal in the last minute of the first half. I'll run through the 2 teams for you in a moment, but Luke Wolfenden has the ball for Ipswich, and long ball played for by him, but it's gone straight past El Hamadi and through to the Bromley goalkeeper Long. He's got El Leroy, Shomi and Odeteo as a back 3 in front of him, and it's now Eiffel, Hondermark, Arthurs, Crowhouse and Pinnock, with Dananga in support of Cheek up front. Cheek going up for a long ball played forward. He was beaten to it. And then Humphreys has done well to win the seconds. Barbrook, I beg your pardon, winning the seconds in the midfield. And he's got it again, Finn Barbrook. He wants to go back to his goalkeeper, and he put enough on the ball so that it got back for Walton quickly enough for him to be able to clear before the pressure was applied. Ipswich lining up Walton in goal, Young, Wolfenden, Kipre and Johnson, Barbrook and Humphreys, Abene, Chaplin and Clark, and El Hamadi up front. Ball out of play for a throw, which will be taken over on the Bromley right-hand side. Their second season in the EFL, so only their second ever League Cup campaign. The first one ended at the earliest juncture when they were beaten here by Wimbledon last season, whose reward was a tie with Ipswich, which the Dons went on to win. Bromley just over 40 minutes away from their first ever victory in this competition, leading Ipswich here by a goal to 0. Here's Darren Ambrose.
Yeah, and Ipswich would normally struggle against the lower league opposition, don't they? They've lost numerous times over the last few years. And I'm just looking at Ben Johnson battling for the ball at the moment, winning his team a free kick. Different kind of player to Leif Davies, standing behind Jack Clark. Jack Clark had that licence, didn't he, to roam in. Leif Davies would have got down the outside. I think Ben Johnson's a little bit different. He will hold his position a lot more.
Prince Will Eki-Batchaman has scored one back for Swindon, the first senior goal of his career. He's just signed on loan from Southampton. And it's Cardiff 2, Swindon 1. Mansfield now 2 up at Chesterfield through Will Evans. Coventry have broken the deadlock at home to Luton with Ellis Sims on target. Freddie Draper's doubled Lincoln's advantage at Harrogate. And Bristol City are 2 up at home to MK Dons. Ipswich trying to get the ball forward towards Abene on the right-hand side of the penalty area, but the referee spotted an infringement. And it's a Bromley free kick. They're kicking from right to left, defending the old Norman Park end here at Hayes Lane, attacking the North Terrace that houses the Bromley supporters away to our left-hand side. The Ipswich fans with half of the end away to our right-hand side in the Glyn Beverley stand. That second Bristol City goal scored by Yu Hirakawa, incidentally. Bristol City 2, MK Dons 0. This will be one of the shocks of the night if it stays this way, but Ipswich trying to bring the ball forward here. Jack Clark's got it, looking for the return pass to Chaplin when the two had immediately tried to link up the first time. The ball cannoned back off the heels of Chaplin. An inadvertent 1-2 between Chaplin and Clark. And they couldn't find each other the second time of asking either. The ball goes out of play for a throw that Pinnock has taken down the Bromley left-hand side. It's cleared. Young controlling it. Might have controlled it with his arm as it flicked off his thigh. Big handball shout, but referee Russell says play on.
He definitely controlled it with his arm. And you could tell by his reaction as well. You know, that sneaky one when he quickly turns around. It's a definite handball.
Yeah, pretty sheepish. Ashley Young after doing that. Clark trying to make his way forward over on the other side. Alera where the goal scorer gets it away, and then he's on the deck for a moment. And they try to take a throw quickly, Ipswich, and the referee wanted to make sure that the Bromley defender was okay before he allowed that. Bromley leading Ipswich by a goal to nil. The first ever meeting between these two. If Ipswich would have succumbed tonight, it would be the 8th time in the last 13 seasons that they've been knocked out of the League Cup at the first round stage. It's just not been a happy competition for them at all in the recent past. Ball played forward by them here. Al-Hamadi turning. The angle's tight. He's pulled it back. He couldn't find Chaplin. And again, Bromley are able to deal with the threat. They had plenty of possession in the first half. They're having even more of it in the second, though, Darren.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the story of the second half. Ipswich dominating possession, really trying to counter-attack and get the ball into the box as quick as possible. And I just feel that this is going to be a long half for Bromley, but we know how dangerous they are on the counter-attack as well.
Stockport 3, Crewe 0. Lewis Fiorini with that goal. And this first corner of the second half will be taken on the Ipswich left. It's their third corner of the game, tying the corner count. Bromley scored from their third corner count. Ipswich. In comes the delivery, and it's knocked away. Back from Clark into that crowded penalty area, but cleared again. Ottatail getting it away and goes out of play for a throw that Clark's going to leave over on that far touchline. Johnson making a run down the left-hand touchline, waiting to receive the throw. It's gone short towards Clark instead. Jack Clark opening up the body and then clipping one through the midfield for Finn Barbrook. Barbrook's ball out to the Ipswich right-hand side is brought under control by Chido Abene. Back from him to Wolfenden in the white boots, bringing the ball over the halfway line. Finding Chaplin. Chaplin back for Ashley Young again. Young's ball down the right-hand touchline. Ipswich dominating possession. Probably mid-high 70s in this second half. Now they've lost it, though. An opportunity for Denanga on the turn. It's very neatly found Hondermark. Hondermark able to bring the ball forward. Pinnock outside him on the left. First time ball in from him. It's too high for Cheek. The attempt from Johnson to sweep it away wasn't great. And Marcus Eiffel's able to keep it in over on the far touchline. He's controlled it. Plays the ball back. Showme's got it now. The big centre-half of Bromley wearing 5. His ball forward down the right. Eiffel helping it on first time, but he and his teammates at cross purposes, and it's just dribbled out of play for a goal kick that'll be taken away to the left. It's still 1-0 Bromley.
Yeah, once again, they're showing their danger when they're on the counter-attack, Bromley. And Pinnock playing a good cross after Hondermark drove through the midfield, just come on. I think Marcus Eiffel just needs to gamble at the back post for the opportunity.
Another opportunity for Clark to bring the ball forward here. But he's lost possession. And Bromley can bring it away and then win a free kick. 15 yards inside their own half. The goalkeeper's off his line. They've gone for goal. It's well wide. But an attempt from, 65 yards out? I mean, he was a long, long way forward there, Walton. And first thought was to take the free kick quickly and go for goal. Great vision, but not quite the execution.
Yeah, I love that. I love that decision to try that. You're never going to score the spectacular if you don't try. Walton was a long way off his line. Comfortably went wide in the end.
And I think he would have had it covered had it been on target, but his heart would have been in his mouth just for a moment. Shrewsbury have one back at Grimsby through Tom Sang, but still trailed 2-1. Benet bringing the ball forward down the right-hand touchline. Good low ball inside the penalty area. Oh, brilliantly saved. Tipped onto the bar. Nothing that could be done about the rebound, though. And Ben Johnson has got the equalising goal for Ipswich. Ball through the penalty area. And he came for Chaplin, who had a snapshot of the near post. It was a stunning save from Long. Tipped it onto the bar. But it was Ben Johnson that was the quickest to react. And he's been able to side-foot the ball into the empty net from 10 yards out. And Ipswich are back level, deservedly so.
Yeah, Ogbene, once again, everything good went for him in the first half. And once again, showed his pace to get past Hondermark and Odeteyu down the left-hand side. Hit a ball into the box. And by the way, Connor Chaplin is touched from his left foot and he volleyed it from his right foot. Magnificent save from Long to push it onto the bar. But there was the on-running Ben Johnson. And it was a good finish, by the way, on the half volley with his right foot. Just come on, and that will do him the world of confidence. As you said, fully deserved equaliser.
Well, a man who's played in 2 League Cup quarter-finals in his career with West Ham, scoring just the second goal of his Ipswich Town career. Bromley 1, Ipswich 1, and the lead has lasted for only 9 minutes either side of half-time. So maybe the shot won't be here. There is going to be one at Middlesbrough, who are 3 down at home to League One Doncaster. Robbie Gotts, the former Leeds man, has extended Donny's lead there. Middlesbrough 0, Doncaster 3 with 6 minutes to go in that 7:30 kickoff. Pinnock defending here for Bromley. That goal from Johnson, the first that Bromley have conceded in 329 minutes of play. Either side of the summer break, so that's what, a minute short of 5.5 hours. Young thought the ball was out of play for an Ipswich throw. It has been given the other way. Pinnock, tall, blonde-haired left wing-back for Bromley, is the man who's preparing to take it. The player signed from Northampton in the summer. He's got top flight experience in Scotland with Kilmarnock. And he's just trying to motion to his teammates exactly where he wants them. Denanga comes short for the ball, and it's then launched long. He's trying to get it over the head of Young. Hasn't been able to do that, and it's headed straight out of play for another throw that'll be taken right in front of the pitchside TV camera here. Pinnock again with the ball in his hand. Going to nick a few yards. Hurls it down the line. This time it does get over Young. A cheat making life difficult for him. Crowhouse couldn't find a way past Wolfenden. And it's going to be cleared by Ogbene for Young, and it's just rolled off the studs of his right boot, straight out of play for another Bromley throw. 1-1.
Yeah, I'd say that's the first mistake or bit of sloppy play that Ashley's done all night. He's had a fantastic game. Has Ogbene as well in front of him. He was a big miss for Ipswich last season, picking up an injury, and he's really shown them what they were missing.
West Brom have the lead at home to Derby midway through the second half. Hegber with the goal. West Brom 1, Derby 0. Battle between Ogbene and Arthurs. The ball goes out of play, and it's another Ipswich throw. Young down the line for the Ipswich captain, Connor Chaplin. Gets his foot underneath it and ships it with pace down the right-hand touchline for the run of Ogbene, but again it's well defended by the Bromley back line, and he goes out of play for a goal kick that Long will take.
He's just the outlet, isn't he? And every player on the pitch knows what his pace is about. Connor Chaplin here, quite deep, picking it off Ashley Young. Just a reverse pass over the top into the channel. I think he's looking a little bit tired now, Ogbene. He's had a few hefty runs in this second half in the last few minutes, so he decided not really to chase that one.
Yeah, possession in the second half now 80-20 in Ipswich's favour. They've been rewarded with the equalising goal. Can't say that Bromley are hanging on. That would be very unfair. They've been more than game tonight. But 1-1 the score. Throw coming in off the right-hand side. 35 minutes away from taking this to penalties. Connor Chaplin able to bring the ball forward. Plays it out to the Ipswich left-hand side for Jack Clark. Clark controlling the ball and then just got caught there by Eiffel. And the free kick is taken too quickly by the Ipswich midfielder. Chaplin gets the ball back. Makes a show of stopping it with his left hand, shows that the ball is still, and then plays it to Barbrook, and it comes back for Thompson through the midfield. Thompson's ball forward. Chaplin will chase after that. Knocked away easily at the back by the Bromley back line. Orateu's clearance is brought down in the midfield. Bromley getting it back again with Pinnock. Pinnock back for Odeteo. And he's sent something for Michael Cheek to chase, but Wolfenden is there, nodding it down for Young. Forward from him to Barbrook. Here comes Johnson, the Ipswich Town goal scorer. And he plays it out towards the left-hand side for Clark. Clark making his way forward towards the edge of the Bromley penalty area. Ipswich looking to get their noses in front for the first time in a game this season. Ball play forward here for Cheek, and the flag has stayed down against him. He's got it on the right-hand side. He's got runners either side of him. He's playing it towards Denanga. Good save. Goalkeeper made himself big. Walton just stood firm, got in the way, made the save to deny Denanga and Bromley a second goal.
Oh, brilliant by Bromley. Once again, counter-attacking football. We just said 80-20 in terms of possession, but as soon as they got the ball, it's 3v2. Michael Cheek picked up the ball. I'm thinking, is he going to drive through and shoot? He didn't drive through and shoot. Arthurs was making a great run through the middle. He found the right pass, Denanga, and it has to be said, he'd done everything right except the final piece, just straight at Christian Morton. Good strong save in the end, but great counter-attack.
Well, his only Bromley goals came against Cambridge in the EFL trophy last December. He might have added to them there. Here they come again, Bromley, with the ball played in by Crowhouse. Big handball shout, who's outside the penalty area, nothing given. Now Ipswich with an opportunity to try and work it forward quickly on the counter-attack, but they haven't been able to take it, and pass forward for El Hamady wasn't good enough. Odeteo's defended it really well. Brings it forward. Try to work the ball to Cheek. Missed him. Ipswich win it back. Chaplin back for Young. Barbrook with the time to turn in the midfield, and Ipswich will push forward again. It's one apiece.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if we don't start seeing a couple of changes for Ipswich at the moment. Ali El Hamady's looking a little bit tired, isolated up front. We've got George Hurst sat on the bench, goal scorer against Birmingham, of course, that penalty. I also think Jack Clark's looking a little bit tired. Sammy Smoddick's another one that could come on, and maybe he'll be looking to get this tie over without the need for penalties.
Watford have pulled one back at home to Norwich with Kwadwo Barr scoring. Wrexham led Hull at one stage, but trail by 2-1 now. Joel Ndala has given the Tigers the lead here, as Ipswich bring the ball forward, and an infringement right on the edge of the penalty area has given them a free kick. The ball is spotted down on the corner of the box, and a yellow card as well, Darren.
Yeah, right on the edge of the penalty area on the corner, and it was, I have to say, it was a good foul actually, because Ogbene had got him behind Pinnock, and if he hadn't have pulled him back, then he was in on goal. He was in on one-on-one against Long, and he managed to just pull him back millimetres outside the box. Any closer, it would have been a penalty in itself.
You just had to make sure that the contact stopped before the player was in the box. So Pinnock yellow card is the first player to have his name taken tonight. And this free kick is, as I say, right on the corner of the penalty area. Couldn't be closer. Ashley Young standing over it, but it could be a Bene to flick it in. Surely it's going to be Young to take the responsibility. All he's done is clip it towards the far post. Heads go up and it's cleared. A second, a Bromley touch came from Eiffel, and it went high up in the air, back inside his own 6-yard box, but Long came out and caught it. There's no way you can say that that was a deliberate back pass. He's got it forward really quickly out towards the far touchline, and got Bromley on the front foot again. Eiffel's covered a lot of ground really quickly, making his way down the right-hand side, and he's been fouled. He's won a free kick. Caught by Johnson. And a chance now for Bromley to show their set-piece arsenal again. They've already scored from one tonight, and this one is almost a short corner, about 10 yards from the corner flag.
Yeah, once again, keep talking about it, the counter-attack. Long caught that ball that was high up in the air, and Crowhouse made a great run. It was a lovely delivery from Long to Crowhouse, and there was Marcus Eiffel backing him up. And he's won the foul off Ben Johnson. Did he usher the yellow card? Because if not, I think he probably deserved the yellow card, Ben Johnson.
So what can Bromley do from this free kick? Sometimes show me he's been at the far post, as he was for the goal. Sometimes he's been in the near post area. And this time the variation is that he stands pretty much on the penalty spot. And they've got a man on him, but it's a Bene, who is probably my size. The ball is rolled back towards the edge of the penalty area from the free kick. It's a really poor one given away, and Arthurs comes across. Eventually it's Odeteo that wins it back and gets it back to his goalkeeper. But they loaded the penalty area. They tried the variation on the theme by rolling it square, got the pass all wrong. Bromley then work it forward and have it now with Denanga. Dinanga for Pinnock, deflection on the ball in, and that saw it die a little, but it was really well judged by Walton, who came out and claimed it.
Yeah, I do sometimes wonder that free kick there. It could have been a well-worked one. Connor Chaplin read that, by the way. Ipswich are very much similar in terms of free kicks and corners, so he knew what was happening there and he read it really well. But when you've got such a big squad, you're better off in a game like this just to lift one in the box and see, as they did in the first half, see if they can get their heads to it.
Crewe got one back at Stockport, but trailed 3-1. Emre Tesgall with that. Cambridge 2 up at Bristol Rovers through Ryan Loft. And Port Vale lead at Blackpool 1-0. Mo Fal, who's signed on loan from Wrexham, has given Darren Moore's men the lead at Bloomfield Road tonight. Blackpool 0, Port Vale 1. This one is Bromley 1, Ipswich 1 on Talksport 2 with Jim Proudfoot and Darren Ambrose talking you through the action at Hayes Lane. It's been a really entertaining cup tie. Expected nothing less, to be fair. Wolfenden with a ball forward. The back header left a little bit to be desired and put the pressure on. El Hamady was chasing, and as a result of that, Shomi's forced to concede a corner, which will be Ipswich's fourth.
Yeah, Andy Woodman will be really disappointed if they concede from this. Just a little bit of sloppy play from the defender. In the end, it was Uluwere that had to clear it, and he cleared it out for a corner.
Sol Kadir is getting ready to come on very shortly. It'll be the third Bromley change. Ipswich trying to get their noses in front before that change is made. Corner swept in from the left-hand side, headed away well at the near post by Michael Cheek. Ball comes out of the penalty area, but Ipswich are first to it. Humphreys surviving a stumble. He went to ground, but he's on his knees for a moment. He's back on his feet very quickly. He's turned, chips it back into the box. El Hamady going up for the dramatic overhead kick and almost caught a Bromley player in the face in the process. Breaks for Johnson, who rifles a left-footed shot in. And Long's done really well to tip that away for a corner.
By the way, first and foremost, I think it could have been an argument for a penalty in the box there. He had a hold of his shirt. I think it was Shomi had a hold of Ali Al Hamadi's shirt, and that's why he went for the overhead, because he was dragging him back. In the end, came out to Ben Johnson, hit a brilliant, rasping shot from the edge of the box with his left foot. It was a good save again.
So another corner to Ipswich, their fifth. This one will be taken on the right rather than the left. The red shirts making diverging runs inside the penalty area. The ball is hit in deep towards keeper. Maybe a little bit of a hint of a pull there as well. But Bromley can bring it away on the counter-attack with Hondamar. Good ball from him. Now Eiffel is in the middle if they can find him. It's Dinanga who will turn inside, and it's a brilliant block. Magnificent defending from Barbrook. It's deflected over the bar and out for a corner. Again, they broke so quickly, 2 against 1. Eiffel was the man free in the middle. Dinanga used him as the decoy, turned it back onto his left foot. He went for the bottom left-hand corner. Walton would have been struggling. Barbrook came in from nowhere, got his leg to it and diverted it away. It's a goal-saving block.
Yeah, outstanding Finley Barbrook. Was a goal-saving block. I know he used him as a decoy, Marcus Eiffel, but I think he should have passed it. Dinanga, I think he should have played it across, and he'd have been an open goal, a tap-in past Christian Walton. Finley Barbrook, brilliant defending.
So another corner to be taken. This time it's Bromley's first of the second half. They scored from the last one. Pinnock with an away swinger that's bypassed everyone. Hondamark on the edge of the area can head it back into the fray. Chase after it himself, but Abene's done well to be able to shepherd it over the dead ball line and out of play for a goal kick. It's 1-1, but that passage of play just showed what Bromley are trying to do in microcosm. They will soak up the possession. That is their MO. That's how they're going to try and get themselves back in front.
100%, Jim. We spoke about this, didn't we, in the first half and in the opening stage of the second half. There was another prime example of the counter-attacking football that Bromley are trying to play, the style of play they're trying to do this evening in particular. And it was almost perfect. Without that goal-saving challenge by Barbrook, it would have been a perfect game plan.
Don't miss Drive's Premier League launch show this Thursday from 4 o'clock over on Talksport. Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent will be joined by a whole host of friends as they get the new season underway. And the sunshine live from the stunning terrace at the News Building. That's Drive's Premier League launch show this Thursday from 4 on Talksport. Don't forget the Super Cup final tomorrow, as Spurs take on PSG, looking for more silverware. 17 years they went without lifting a major trophy. Are they going to be able to win 2 in the space of 3 games? We'll find out together in Udine tomorrow night. Tottenham against PSG in the Super Cup. That's live over on Talk Sport. The next change for Bromley, Kada has come on to replace Denanga. So that's change number 3. Plymouth 3, QPR 2. What a turnaround from Tom Cleverley's men. Owen Aseni is the man that has given them the lead, and Doncaster are 4 up at Middlesbrough. Terrible night for Rob Edwards-Borough. Middlesbrough 0, Doncaster 4 in first half stoppage time. Charlton 3, Stevenage 0 through Luke Berry. Gillingham have equalised at home to Wimbledon. Ethan Coleman's goal 7 minutes from time, and that means that it could potentially be going to penalties. A change of shape by the look of it for Ipswich, with Ashley Young dropping in as centre half. Here's Ben Johnson making his way forward. Young now towards the right-hand side. Certainly be given plenty of licence to push forward from the right of the back three. It'll be a back three when they're out of possession. The ball over on the right. Abane firing the ball across the edge of the 6-yard box, but Odoteo again with a good header away. It's clear towards the edge of the penalty area for Johnson, the Ipswich scorer. And he comes close again with another snapshot that wasn't too far away from the top right-hand corner. He could have had a hat-trick tonight.
Yeah, he's been brilliant since he's come on. He's got his goal, he's defended really well, he's attacking really well as well. He's an unbelievable left-foot strike, and that one there, right foot strike, just went over the bar. I think the change of shape, Jim, is to do with the triple substitution that's about to be made.
Yeah, and it's Schmodix, Taylor and Hurst who are all going to be coming on. And actually, as Bromley prepare to take a goal kick, they have slotted back, maybe temporarily into a back four, we'll see. But Schmodix, Taylor and Hurst are the players that are going to be coming on here. Finlay Barbrook is the first player to make way. What have you made of Barbrook tonight?
Really good, really good. Seems to definitely be there on merit, deserved the opportunity. Don't remember an error really, maybe one misplaced pass in the first half. Was aggressive, didn't look out of place. Really, really impressive debut.
So Barbrook's made his way off. Chido Abene is coming off as well, and Finn Barbrook is the other player to make way. So Abene, Barbrook and Clark, the players that have come off. Taylor, Hurst and Schmodix, the men that have replaced them. Sammy Schmodix, who scored twice in the first round last season. That was right at the end of his Blackburn career before he signed for Ipswich in that £11 million move. Jack Taylor, the last man to score a League Cup winner for Ipswich in a tie against Wolves that we brought you here on Talksport 2 a couple of seasons ago. That was a belting cup tie at Portman Road that night. And George Hurst, who's never scored in the League Cup, the son of a man who has won the competition, David Hurst, is on as well. So those are 3 changes made by Ipswich. And here is Hurst, the new leader of the line, playing with his back to the direction of goal at the moment, just trying to nudge the ball back. Bromley win it back. It's a long clearance from Pinnock. Comes to the edge of the penalty area. Walton was glad that it reached the edge of his penalty area, because it looked for a moment that he was going to curve away from the edge of the box, but he was in a position that he could come out and catch it cleanly. Here's Young now for Ipswich, 1-1. What are your thoughts on the changes?
Positive changes, of course. I think they're the 3 changes we would have earmarked if Ipswich want to try and get this tie done and dusted over the 90 minutes without the need for penalties. Those were the 3 that needed to be made. I think the 3 that went off, good games, all 3 of them, particularly Barbrook. I thought he was good, and Ogbene, he was outstanding. I think that was just precaution to take him off after the bad injury last season. But now it's the opportunity for the other players.
Young playing it forward. It was slightly hot, the pass. Chaplin did really well just to stick his foot out and steer it down to the right-hand side for Al Hamady. Al Hamady pulling it back to the edge of the 6-yard box, but again, it's easily cleared. Stockport 3, Crewe 1, Barrow 0, Preston 1, and Newport 0, Millwall 1. They are all results. Peterborough have one back at Accrington through Archie Collins. They trailed 2-1. Hull 3-1 up now at Wrexham through Matt Crooks. This one is 1-1 here on Talksport 2. Ball over on the left-hand side. Ipswich's newly arrived midfielder Jack Taylor in possession. Humphreys back for Wolfenden. And Wolfenden will come through the centre circle out towards Young. Young on the right-hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Laying it back for El Hamady, who's drifted out of the right-hand side now that the changes have been made. He's taken a Benny's spot with Hurst making his way through the middle. Young with a right-footed angle ball forward. Hurst chasing that, and the touch off Odeteu is watched away by Hurst and out of play for another corner.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a long last 20 minutes for Bromley, and I think that the arrival of Smodics and Hurst and Al Hamadi has obviously gone to the right as well. Jack Taylor, we know he's got a great strike on him from the edge of the box. They can't allow him any opportunities. It's going to be a long 20 minutes, but we know how dangerous they are on the counter-attack also.
Bromley 1, Ipswich 1 the score. Another corner for Ipswich from the right-hand side. It's the poorest corner we've seen in this second half. I think Kipre has done well, actually, to keep it in and stop it curving straight out of play for a goal kick. He's taken a touch on the dead ball line. He's very quickly found himself 20 yards outside the penalty area. Everyone just playing the way they're facing. Back via Young to goalkeeper Walton, and he knocks it forward towards Humphreys. And Humphreys will get it forward for Ashley Young. Middlesbrough's misery is over. Beaten 4-0 at home by Doncaster Rovers, who were in League 2 last season. Borough 0, Doncaster 4, the full-time score at the Riverside. Don't forget, over on Talksport right now, Adrian Durham at Northampton, who are currently trailing Southampton by a goal to nil, and all the news of goals as they go in over on Talksport around the grounds right now. Here, 1-1. And another counter-attacking opportunity as Bromley bring it forward quickly. Pinnock, he's got room through the middle, but he didn't play the pass as quickly as he wanted to. Kadir was there, but it's worked back towards Hondermark instead. Hondermark doing well to work it through the middle and then fires it forward. Wolfenden volleys that away, and it goes out for a throw that'll be taken on the Bromley left on halfway. One apiece.
Yeah, just asking for a bit of communication, Luke Wolfenden there from Christian Wharton. It was comfortably going to go back to the goalkeeper. Nothing was said. I mean, we're in perfect position here. We didn't hear nothing from Christian Wharton, and he happened to had to clear it out for a throw-in. Ethan Pinnock right in front of us, about to take it.
Throw that Pinnock is preparing to take. And just a little collision off the ball there involving Chaplin and Arthurs. Arthurs went to ground. The throw ended up going back behind square, and Bromley have lost it in a dangerous area, and Clark able to knock the ball forward on the left-hand side of the penalty. He worked through for Hurst. Good block. Goal-saving block again, this one at the other end. Magnificent defending from Odeteu, who threw himself into the line of fire. Hurst took a touch, right-footed shot was goal-bound, and the defending from Odeteu spins it away for a corner.
Yeah, great play. This time Ipswich counter-attacking. Sammy Smodics on the left-hand side, finding Jack Taylor, who found George Hurst in the box. 3 substitutes combining, and it was either Odeteu or it was Arthurs as well. Both of them threw their body in the way. One of them deflected it over for a corner.
Another corner to be taken on the Ipswich right. It's the 5th of the second half. Headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box and towards the edge of the penalty area where Crowhouse is trying to get there. Chaplin's beaten him to it. He can turn it back in. Al Hamadi going up for it. Hurst was there as well. Maybe got in each other's way a little bit, and it ends up being headed wide and goes out for a goal kick, which Bromley are going to take away to our right. 1-1 the score. They're getting closer. They're within 15 minutes now of a penalty shootout.
Yeah, and that's the difference with George Hurst on the pitch. The balls can come into the box, the delivery can come into the box. You know he's going to compete. They're big defenders, but he's a big forward as well. You look him up, he's standing next to Show Me at the moment. There's not much in size difference, so it allows them to be able to play that ball into the box.
Another Bromley change. Ben Crowhouse off, and he's replaced by Ashley Charles, the Grenadian international, the former Wealdstone man. Played so much of his career in non-league, and he comes on wearing 4. Just a straight swap really for Crowhouse. Maybe slightly more defensive-minded than the man that he's replaced. Late consolation for Stephen injured Charlton through Lewis Freestone, but they still trail by 3 goals to 1. More League Cup action for you tomorrow night here on Talksport 2. Leicester going to Huddersfield, and we've got the build-up from 7. Ahead of a 7:45 kickoff tomorrow night. Huddersfield against Leicester, the Super Cup live over on Talksport from 8. Here's Ashley Young chipping the ball forward. Al Hamadi chasing after it, chested down towards the edge of the penalty area. Schmodics trying to work the ball inside the box. Bromley struggling to get it away. The touch goes behind Schmodics, and they bought themselves a little bit of time. Humphreys is in there, and the referee's given a free kick his way, about 3 yards in for the right-hand touchline And another opportunity for Ipswich to launch the ball inside the box. The Ipswich fans that you can hear singing, travelling fans over on the far side, probably about 300-400 or so of them. But in good voice, they've seen nearly all of the game at close quarters at the moment, because it's the tractor boys that are having all of the possession as they kick from left to right towards that end of the ground, at the Norman Park end. Young raises his right arm above his head, takes this free kick. Heads go up for it, but there's no clean contact, and Michael Cheek's going to be able to bring it away. Sliding challenge actually on him was a good one from Kipre, but he's just put it out of play for a goal kick.
It's a good delivery into the box, Ashley Young, and no one was at the end of it. It went through everyone, 9-10 yards out of the goal. No one really made an effort to really attack that. It's good delivery, and the time is running out. It looks like it going to tempt fate, Jim, but the penalties could be happening.
A late goal for Wrexham, but they're still 3-2 down at home to Hull. And Ollie Palmer has scored that consolation, and then he scored another one. He's got 2 in a minute. Wrexham 3, Hull 3. And it's set to be penalties there at the racecourse. 2 Ollie Palmer goals in a minute for Wrexham. Well, the ball is over on the right-hand touchline. Ipswich in possession again. Hurst back for Young. Young down towards El Hamady. El Hamady getting towards the byline, has now checked. He's played it back for Young. Right-footed deep delivery from him. Slightly too high for Schmodix, and it'll be clear down the right-hand side away from Taylor. Wolfenden, they're trying to stop Kadir getting a decent run towards the ball, and has managed that. And actually Young's able to pick up the loose possession and will come forward towards halfway again. 1-1 the scoreline here. Just joining us, Leroy with the goal for Bromley in the last seconds of the first half, and Ben Johnson equalising 9 minutes into the second half. Grimsby 3, Shrewsbury 1. They're going through. A Cabia with a stoppage time goal to make it safe. Wolfenden. And out to the Ipswich left with another opportunity for them to build from the back. So much possession, a lot of it very measured, no sense of panic at any stage from Kieran McKenna's men, who went the full distance before they got their equalising goal against Birmingham live on Talksport on Friday night. Looking to try and strike late here again tonight. Throw taken by Al Hamady on the Ipswich right. Back from him to Young. Down towards Humphreys. Diminutive midfielder clipping it square through the midfield. Kipre's control, good enough to fall onto his left foot, works it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Taylor can't get himself into a shooting position. Bromley bring it away. Another counter-attacking chance here. Kadir has got Cheek to his right-hand side and plays him in. 4 Ipswich defenders back, but here's Jude Arthur's on the edge of the box. Left-footed, but well blocked. And it spins away for another corner.
They are so good on the counter-attack, Bromley. We've said it all night long. And once again, they found themselves at 2v1. Ipswich defenders did get back really well. I think it was a good block in the end from Cedric Kipre for Ipswich. And it all come down to, it was Jack Taylor down the other end trying to get on his good foot to get the shot off. Little bit sloppy, little bit slow in possession. But as soon as they win the ball, Jim, the speed of their counter-attacks is good to be seen.
Those are the thoughts of Darren Ambrose, the former Ipswich man. Plenty of praise for Bromley tonight. 9 minutes to go. 1-1 the score. Southampton and Mansfield both through. They've won their respective ties away from home. In comes this corner. Little near post flick came off an Ipswich defender. I think was a potent one, or potentially potent, and it's cleared everybody in the end past the far post and got out of play for another corner.
Yeah, they're asking the question. I couldn't quite tell who it came off. It looked like maybe Cedric Kipre was challenging, maybe Elawire, I think, and I couldn't tell who said it came off. Referee Matt Russell has given it to Bromley.
This corner, well, it looks as though they were going to work it short towards the edge of the penalty area for Charles. It's going to be a direct delivery instead. Swung in and headed wide by Shomi. Just too much of a glancing touch. He's so tall, doesn't have to particularly climb too high, but it was maybe on his way down by the time the ball got to him and he's put it wide.
Yeah, he looks a bit disappointed with himself, actually. It was an opportunity, he did get there, he rose above everyone once again, as he did in the assist for the goal. But yeah, just got his head wrong, glanced it wide as opposed to putting his head through it.
Harrogate with one back laid on at home to Lincoln, but they still trail by 3-1 as the offside flag stops the latest counter-attack here for Ipswich. A very late goal for Wycombe. Jack Simpson in the 4th minute of stoppage time, and looks to have won it for the Chairboys at Leyton Orient. Still playing there. Cambridge have won at Bristol Rovers 2-0. Oxford have beaten Colchester 1-0. Blackpool 0, Port Vale 1's a result. Portsmouth have scored in stoppage time at home to Reading, but still trail by 2-1. That Jack Simpson goal at the Matchroom Stadium was an own goal. Leyton Orient 0, Wycombe Wanderers 1. A Jack Simpson own goal there. Portsmouth 1, Reading 2. Onateo Singer has scored that consolation goal for Pompey, and again they're still playing there. Free kick then for the offside to Bromley. Ipswich keeping a really high line, 20 yards outside their own penalty area. High ball is worked forward, and it's headed back through the midfield. Ipswich have easily been able to deal with it. Hondermark though was very strong in the challenge, got the better of El Hamady, but then an Ipswich player has gone down hurt, and a free kick has been given their way. It's Ashley Young has just been caught inside his own half. Old pro just making sure that Ipswich have got time to draw collective breath before he gets back to his feet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's absolutely fine. It was a good challenge in the end, Ashley Young. And then as he followed through, I think it was Hondermark, it might have been Ashley Charles, just didn't really do much, but he did. He's laid down on the floor for 30 seconds. He is hobbling, he is limping, but it just seems a little bit of experience there.
Derby have equalised in the 6th minute of stoppage time at West Brom. 1-1. Joe Ward with that goal, which is heading to penalties. Also heading to penalties at Salford. Plymouth have beaten QPR by 3-2. Bristol City 2, MK Dons 0. Salford Rotherham has indeed gone to penalties after a goalless draw through 90 minutes. This one also, as things stand right now, is heading to penalties, and that would constitute a real victory as far as Bromley are concerned. 5.5 minutes of normal time to go. It's not going to be a huge amount of stoppage time to be added on. 3 or 4 minutes, you would imagine. And so they're within 10 minutes of playing time now of taking Ipswich to penalties. Not got a great record in shootouts, the Tractor Boys, either. Way to our right-hand side. A long clearance from the Bromley goalkeeper, Sam Long. Bounces down in the midfield. Charles has got his foot to that. Onateo angling a good ball down towards Pinnock. Pinnock chasing after it. Gets it out from underneath his feet. First time ball in. A little bit too deep for Cheek. It's going to drift away. Johnson had an eye on that, and he goes out for a throw that Ipswich should take on their left.
Yeah, I think Michael Cheek in the box was unmarked, actually, and if Pinnock just got his delivery right, maybe he could have got a header in at goal, but just overhit his pass, and it's been fairly even the last 10 minutes.
Gillingham against Wimbledon's gone to penalties as well. Here's El Hamady bringing it forward for Ipswich very quickly, 15 yards inside Bromley territory. It's 1-1 here on Talksport 2. Cam Humphreys plays the ball out to the left for Schmodix. Taylor now. Johnson's made his way forward. Decent delivery inside the penalty area, but Chaplin's headed it wide.
Looked close from where we are. I'm not sure by the reaction of the players it was very close, but it really did. And he leapt high. I think it was above Odoteyu as well. Smallest player on the pitch, Connor Chaplin. Good delivery into the box, Ben Johnson, and he just got there first, timed it well. Looked like it was inches wide, but there's no real cheer down the far end.
He did score in Ipswich's last League Cup tie, which was their defeat on penalties against AFC Wimbledon last season. This one heading for penalties at the moment. Wigan have beaten Notts County by a goal to nil to make it through to round 2. We will, of course, bring you all of the round 2 action in a fortnight's time. Talksport 2. Great dummy on the edge of the area. Chaplin out towards the left-hand side. Another fine save from Long. To deny Schmodix with a right-footed effort. It was tipped away and goes out of play for a corner.
Brilliant all-round. That was Ashley Young driving forward. George Hurst making a run across the pitch, but in the distance was Connor Chaplin making a forward run through the middle. He reversed his pass, Ashley Young, and he dummied it, Connor Chaplin, to the on-running Sammy Schmodix with a lovely strike at goal. Was nestling in the far corner, and there was Long once again equal to it.
Jacob Greaves coming on here to replace Kipre for Ipswich, which may be with one eye on the penalty shootout in mind potentially. So Greaves on for Kipre. Greaves, who has lost every League Cup tie he's ever played in his career. He'll love me for mentioning that. In comes the corner from the right-hand side. Very deep, headed down. Ipswich trying to get a shot in. Greaves on the turn. Big appeals for handball. And still Greaves appeals. Nothing given from the referee. And Bromley cleared to halfway. Young's worked it forward again. And Chaplin controls it, having come back from an offside position.
Huge appeals for a penalty. Jacob Greaves on the swivel with his left foot. There's about 4 or 5 Ipswich players appealing. The crowd was right in front of it, the travelling support. They're all still, you can still see them moaning a little bit about it. Referee said no, play on.
Grimsby beat Shrewsbury 3-1. Lincoln have won by the same scoreline at Harrogate. 1-1 the scoreline here between Bromley and Ipswich. A game that Bromley led for 9 minutes. But are they going to be able to take Ipswich to a penalty shootout? Looking that way at the moment. Charlton are also safely through, having beaten Stevenage by 3-1. Throw taken on the Ipswich left. You would talk Sport 2. Penalties on the agenda at the moment. Walton under pressure from Cheek. Had enough time to work the ball out towards Young. Young getting it for Al-Hamadi. And he comes forward over the halfway line and then chips it right foot. It's a lovely ball out to the left. Johnson just sweeping it forward. He's asked an awful lot of Taylor there, who is offside anyway. Not a free kick to Bromley. They're edging closer.
Yeah, I think he's given offside in the end. Jack Taylor running through. I thought it was a poor decision actually from Ben Johnson. He could have just taken that down, put the ball into the box. Trying to first time touch to Jack Taylor. The time is ticking away, but Ipswich still looking like they're going to threaten from now till the final whistle.
Well, we've got 30 seconds of the 90 minutes to go, and then stoppage time. As I say, 3 or 4 minutes I would expect. We'll find out together very shortly with fourth official Daniel Durso having the numbers board in his hand already. Ball out for another throw, which will be taken over on the Ipswich left. Of course, they scored a very significant goal later than this on Friday night. Taylor back towards Greaves. Greaves takes a touch, works it inside his own penalty area for Walton. Forward from Walton down towards Young, and there are 5 minutes to be played. Young getting it forward here for Chaplin. Chaplin showing a little bit too much of that to Arthurs, and Pinnock takes it down towards his own corner flag before clearing left-footed on the turn. Young going up for it, nods it back inside his own half. Greaves can turn it all the way back for his goalkeeper. That Wrexham Hull game has gone to penalties after an extraordinary late Wrexham comeback. 2 goals in stoppage time, having conceded twice pretty much in stoppage time on Saturday at Southampton. They've repeated the trick themselves in that match at home to Hull. It's gone to penalties, and I think both sides have scored their opener in that penalty shootout. West Brom Derby has gone to penalties as well. So too Gillingham against Wimbledon. This one is 1-1 and heading that way. We've got 4 minutes of stoppage time to go. Bromley are in possession. They've got a throw inside their own half, which Eiffel has taken over halfway and easily nodded down by Ben Johnson. Johnson for Young. Hooked first time, very intelligently by Chaplin out towards the left-hand side. A brisk left-footed cross comes in from the left-hand side. It's cleared out towards Ashley Young. Young just dinks a ball in towards the far post, but there's too much on it. It's drifted past everybody and goes out of play for another Bromley goal kick.
Yeah, maybe could have shot Ashley Young. Looking at it, it was a little bit of an angle, 20, 22 yards out. He's got a great strike on him, we know that. He tried to deliver it towards the back post. I think Sammy Smodics just let it go over his head and it went out for a goal kick. It looks like this match could just settle now into penalties to come.
Yep, looking that way. 1-1 the scoreline. And unsurprisingly, Sam Long's not in any great hurry to restart play with his goal kick, which goes some 70 yards upfield. Bromley winning the second ball, but all Charles can do is head it straight through the midfield for Thompson. One back by Pinnock. The left wing back with a poor pass, and Ipswich will get the red shirts forward really quickly here. Hamady in towards the edge of the box. It was a really poor delivery from him towards Taylor, and the former Bromley man's done his old club a real favour there, because it was 4 against 3 and Ipswich didn't come close to capitalising on it. Now Bromley work it for themselves towards Kadir. Young has won it back. A clever little nutmeg in front of us of Arthur's, and then Humphries is in strongly. The referee says no foul on Charles, and it's a throw to Ipswich.
Yeah, it was all just a little bit too tight when Al Hamady got the ball. One possession in the middle of the pitch. There were all 4 players, 4 red shirts within 10-yard vicinity of each other. Couldn't really do anything with it, and it just went to waste in the end.
Young to Hurst, out towards Al Hamady again. Played across the edge of the penalty area. Chaplin. Taylor, still time for Ipswich to win this yet. Ben Johnson, right-footed delivery, it's a peach of the ball, and Al Hamady is missed at the far post. Now the angle, by the time the ball got to him, because it was always curving away, the angle was really tight, but any kind of clean contact there, and he wins it for Ipswich Town.
I think he's got to score, Jim, I do, on initial viewing. Obviously, we're not lucky to get a replay in front of us, but I think he's got to score. And by his reaction, judging by how he's walking, hands on his head, I think he should score that. Maybe go with your head. It was a whipping delivery into the box. Ben Johnson, once again, just kind of did neither or, did he? Head or volley.
A chance 90 seconds from the end of normal time. And one that Ali Al Hamady couldn't take. Now Chaplin trying to volley one forward on the turn. Hurst manfully chases after it. Was never likely to get there. In fact, he was third favourite in the 3-horse race to get to that one first. And Long, the goalkeeper, has got it for Bromley. Is in about 6-7 minutes' time, his name going to be enshrined in Bromley folklore. Is he going to be the goalkeeping hero in the penalty shootout? Chaplin lays the ball back for Ipswich. No guarantee, no clear-cut guarantee that this is going to penalties quite yet. Humphries, Chaplin, one back by Charles. One last chance potentially for Bromley. Cheek making his way forward. A big chance on the right side of the area for Ball, and he's gone across the face of goal and wide.
I thought it was in. It's a huge opportunity for Bromley to win it right at the end. Michael Cheek playing in Marcus Eifel, who's hurt himself in the process. From here, it looked like it was nestled into the near top corner, but it just went the wrong side of the post, and he does look in a bit of trouble. Marcus Eifel, maybe a bit of cramp actually. He's worked extremely hard.
Yeah, making his way forward, and it looked as he rifled that towards goal as though his momentum had potentially taken him into the advertising hoardings behind that goal. But good to see he gets back to his feet now, and it's nothing worse than a little bit of understandable cramp at the end of this game. 3 balls on the pitch just for a moment there. The extraneous 2 have been removed. The 5 minutes of stoppage time are up. I reckon there's about 10-15 seconds to go. Referee Russell looks at his watch. One last Ipswich attack. Jack Taylor bringing it forward. Right-footed ball, curved inside the penalty area. Show me. Jumps high, heads it away. Kadir gets it further clear, and Bromley have taken Ipswich to penalties. That's an outstanding performance from the League 2 team. Andy Woodman will be thrilled. His side have had a hell of a lot of defending to do, but they've done almost all of it impeccably. They've ridden their luck at times. Al Hamady missing a great chance right at the end. Ben Johnson scored. Long denied him with 2 good saves at other opportunities, and this one is going to penalties.
Yeah, you'd have to say Ipswich were the better side throughout. Dominated possession, he said, but the counter-attacking style that I've seen Bromley play today was fantastic. That's obviously how they got the corner for their goal. I think the second half was more of the same. Ipswich dominating possession, could have won it at the very end, Al Hamady, but then down the other end, Marcus Eifel could have won it as well. All in all, it's been a good game, and it's never nice to lose on penalties, but it's probably one of the best ways to win a game on penalties.
Does the fact that one side's in League 2 and one was in the Premier League last season have any bearing whatsoever on this shootout, or is it a completely level playing field?
You know what, I hear people talk about penalties being a lottery, and I don't quite agree with that to a certain degree. I think you should have quality in terms of penalty takers. You should know what you're doing, should be organised, but every player on both sides should be able to hit a nice strike from 12 yards out. So certainly it's not going to be a key factor that they were in the Prem last year in their League 2. I just feel whoever's practiced them, whoever's confident, whoever the team that's going to go up and be assured with their penalties will win this match, and it might be the goalkeeper that's the hero.
Well, Bromley have got an excellent record from shootouts. They won promotion to the league on penalties. They also won an EFL trophy game against Cambridge last season on spot kicks. Ipswich, on the other hand, 2 shootouts last season, lost them both. One in this competition against Wimbledon and one in the 5th round of the FA Cup against Forest. Not that many players involved tonight who will be battle-scarred by that, although it's interesting that Jack Taylor, it'd be interesting to see if he takes one, because he missed in both of those shootouts for Ipswich.
Yeah, Ipswich got some quality players at dead ball situations that are still on the pitch. Obviously George Hurst on, Connor Chaplin, Sammy Smodics, Ashley Young, of course. Jack Taylor should be there, stepping up. Cam Humphries is confident, Ali Al-Hamadi as well. Jacob Greaves got brought on right at the very end. That might have been a reason, because it was going to penalties. Don't know particularly too much about Bromley and their penalty takers, but we'll certainly see in the next 5 minutes.
Well, Jude Arthur's scored in both of those shootouts. Byron Webster, the long-standing Bromley captain, who scored the winner in the National League playoff final against Solihull Moors, here tonight but not involved, so he won't be the hero this evening. I would imagine it'd be a lot harder for him actually sitting watching this than it would be taking one.
Absolutely, and I must say that in the 95th minute, Andy Woodman was trying to bring Freddie Taylor on the pitch, so maybe he feels that he could have stepped up and taken a penalty, but the whistle went too early and he didn't manage to get on the pitch. So disappointing for him if he was going to step up.
Well, that would have been a story. An 18-year-old that they only signed at 6 o'clock today. Yep. If he ended up getting the winner. The penalties will be taken away to our left-hand side in front of the North Terrace. Now, that's all Bromley fans, not the end of the ground that is split pretty much 50-50. This is the home end. First up, George Hurst for Ipswich. Now we welcome listeners from Talksport just as we're about to take the first penalty in the shootout at Bromley. It's Ipswich going first. They lost the toss. It's in front of the Bromley supporters. George Hurst up against Sam Long, who saved it. Hurst driving it a little bit too centrally, and Long dived to his right, but a relatively comfortable stop.
Yes, it was a comfortable stop. He looked confident, George Hurst. He should have been scoring the equaliser from the penalty spot against Birmingham. But he was equal to it, Long, wasn't he, once again, as he has been all evening. Good save.
So one number 9 is missed. The other number 9 will come forward to take his. Michael Cheek, who, like Hurst, came off the bench during the game, which ended 1-1. Cheek, who was the Golden Boot winner in League 2 last season. Future here still uncertain, but what about the present? Right-footed, great penalty. He sent Walton the wrong way and has rifled it 2/3 of the way up the goal on the left-hand side to make it 1-0 Bromley after one penalty apiece.
Brilliant. That's how you take a penalty, Michael Cheek. Full of confidence, assured. Sent him the wrong way and blasted it into the top left-hand side as we're looking at it. Brilliant penalty.
Next up, Sammy Smodics. Smodics didn't take a penalty in either of the shootouts that Ipswich lost last season. Jack Taylor, the only man featuring today who didn't miss a penalty in either of those shootouts. In fact, he missed one in both. So Smodics to make this 1-1, stuttering run up, really good penalty. He committed the goalkeeper and went low into the bottom left-hand corner to make sure that Long went the wrong way. So it's 1-1, but Bromley still have a penalty in hand.
Yeah, brilliant penalty from the substitute, Sammy Smodics. Again, looked confident. That little stutter run up sent Long the wrong way. Just nestled into the bottom left-hand corner.
So next up for Bromley, it's Ashley Charles. Charles missed one in the victorious playoff final shootout against Solihull, but has scored one in a shootout since. Stands hands on hips. There's a hush around Bromley and it's saved. He went to the goalkeeper's left. Walton went the right way, got his hands to it and tips it away. So it's 1-1 after 2 penalties each.
Good save, good save. I think he read it. The run up, it looked like he was going to go to his right, Wharton's left, and Wharton went early. And if you go early, you've always got a chance. It's good save, Christian Wharton. 1-1, equal penalties.
Ben Johnson took one and scored on each occasion in both of those shootouts last season for Ipswich. Could have had a hat-trick today, scored a good goal and forced two really good saves from the goalkeeper. Can Long deny him again in the shootout? No, he can't, because Johnson committed him and he just went pretty much down the middle to score. So 2-1 to Ipswich, with both sides having missed one penalty each.
Confident, one of those run-ups where he just walked up to the ball, waited for the goalie Sam Long to commit and put it the other side. He's given it a little bit to the crowd behind the goal. All of them with their iPhone torches out when the Ipswich players are going to take the penalty. They didn't like it though.
Jude Arthur's scored in both of Bromley's last two shootouts. The only man playing tonight who did score in each of them. And he's up next for Bromley. And again, the whole place just pauses for a moment and he side foots it into the bottom right-hand corner. Don't make a mess of it was a lone shout, or words to that effect, from one of the Bromley fans in front of us. He took it really well. Yeah. So 2-2, and here comes Ashley Young.
Yeah, he did take it really well. He's had a good game today, Jude Arthurs as well. A real captain performance from Bromley, and he's topped it up with that penalty.
Ashley Young, the only man playing in the shootout tonight who has played in a League Cup final. And he runs up to take this penalty, and that is probably the best that we've seen so far. No chance for the goalkeeper as he's fired it almost into the top left-hand corner. So it's 3-2 Ipswich, and Odeteo, if he scores, can tie it up.
No doubt about it, Jim. That was the best penalty of the evening. Hit the net before it even touched his foot. It was an incredible strike. Confident as well. The crowd are really trying to play their part behind the goal when Ipswich players are taking it, and rightly so, they should be.
Odeteo up next. He scored his in the shootout against Cambridge last season and does so again here, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way with a brisk shot into the bottom left-hand corner. So we've had 4 penalties each. It's 3-3. We're effectively into sudden death. Here's Chaplin.
Once again, a brilliant penalty. Odeteo, confident, assured, struck it really well with his left foot into the bottom left-hand side as he's looking at it. Sent Christian Wharton the wrong way. Been some great penalties this evening.
In the League Cup defeat last season, Connor Chaplin didn't take a penalty in the shootout, even though he was on the pitch. He's going to take this, a little stutter and a really good penalty, right in front of those Bromley supporters who turn away in dismay as Ipswich convert again. And so now the pressure is on. Pinnock has to score to keep Bromley in it.
Yeah, Mitch Pinnock stepping forward. Another player for Bromley's had a good match. Really worked tirelessly. Can he finish it off, top it off with a penalty? Connor Chaplin, another lovely penalty.
So 4-3 Ipswich, and all the pressure is on Mitch Pinnock. He spotted the ball down, the former Kilmarnock man. It's just a two-pace run-up. The goalkeeper went the right way, but he squeezed it past him. It was the pace that beat Walton. And so it's 4 each after 5 penalties apiece. And now we're in the domain of those that really don't want to take them.
That's certainly it, yes. Every player that's stepped up so far has obviously asked to take the penalty. Now we're on number 6. Players that didn't ask to take the penalty. Ali Al-Hamadi stepping up.
Missed a really good chance to win it for Ipswich in the 4th minute of stoppage time. It's the former Bromley player to put Ipswich's noses in front again. It's a central run-up and it's saved! Long dives to his left. Poor penalty. Only a couple of feet off the ground, not into the corner. Long denies the former Bromley man, and now Eiffel has the chance to win it.
Yeah, similar to the Ashley Charles one from Bromley, wasn't it? Ali Al-Hamadi and Sam Long just went early, and if you go early, you've got a chance. It wasn't hit with much power, wasn't too far in the corner. Sam Long just went early, and it was a good save. And now this is it. You score, you win.
This is a big moment. It's Marcus Eiffel to send Bromley through. The cheer tells its own story. It is the biggest win in the club's history. Formed in the 19th century, but tonight, and only tonight, have they beaten a team in the top 3 tiers of English football. They hung on gamely for 90 minutes. They took a first half lead, a lead that only lasted 9 minutes. It was all Ipswich from that point on. They were able just about to hang on and then kept their nerve. Eiffel with a towering moment for Bromley in their history. It's finished 1-1 and 5-4 to Bromley on penalties.
Well, Jim, thanks very much. Darren Ambrose, stay with us. What a win for Bromley, and how cool was Eiffel at the end there. He knew he had to score. He knew the opportunity was there to make history. How cool was he from the spot?
You know what, Adrian, he's probably the pick of Bromley's players throughout the game. Everything good, particularly in the first half, went through Marcus Eiffel, and I was just confident. When he stepped up, I just felt that he's had the confidence this evening. He's had a good match. If he hits it hard, low, as he did, and as you said, cool, calm, collected, and won the match for Bromley. Maybe didn't deserve it throughout the 90 minutes, but look at you see the support now. You see the joy that they've got. The support, the supporters now. Everyone's taking the cheer from the crowd. Absolutely brilliant evening for Bromley.
What do you say about Ipswich? Knocked out by Wimbledon last season in similar fashion. They've had some other cup embarrassments that we talked about pre-match, and here we go again with Ipswich Town, knocked out first round by a side from League Two.
Yep, here we go again. You're absolutely right, and there's no taking away from it. They're not having a good run, in particular in the cup games throughout the last few seasons. The only positive spin I can try and put on it, that when they lost to Maidstone a couple of years ago, they end up getting promoted, so it was kind of a blessing in disguise. But they won't feel that this evening, the Ipswich players. Kieran McKenna, extremely disappointed. The travelling support of around 300 to 400, Jim said earlier, and he's absolutely right. They've stayed around, they're applauding the team off because they know they have given it full of effort, but they're just on the wrong end of a great night for Bromley.
Well, they've got a bigger challenge in terms of getting back into the Premier League. A quick word on Al Hamadi, who came from Wimbledon, was at Bromley before, as Jim was saying in commentary. He's missed that crucial penalty. Hurst missed the first one, let's not forget, or had it saved. But Al Hamadi kind of hasn't really settled at Ipswich. This was going to be the season for him in the Championship, but this is not good for him, and you wonder what's going to happen to him between now and the end of the window.
No, of course, and look, he missed a good opportunity right at the death as well in the 94th minute that could have won the game in normal time. Then he missed the penalty. Look, sometimes this happens. We know this. We know players this happens to. He's just got to stay confident, try and take every opportunity that comes his way. But who knows where he'll be come the end of the transfer window, and who knows what players might arrive to take his place. All he can do is, when he gets the opportunity, try to impress. Today he worked tirelessly for the team, but in front of goal it didn't quite happen for him, and that topped it off with the penalty miss at the end.
Darren, thanks very much. So Ipswich knocked out. Let me finish off the full times for you. I told you half of them earlier.